Good morning. I hope this is working. There, there we go. It didn't look right for a minute because there was bits up there that didn't usually there that weren't. But hello, hello. Vanessa's here. Good morning, Shining Peeps from a very dreary, drizzly Liverpool. Good morning. It's actually quite bright and sunny here today, which is quite nice. So yeah, I let my hair do its thing yesterday, and then I brushed it through. So I have like a floof ball on top of my head. But never mind. Never mind. I'm surrounded by stuff. I have got my Project Life cards and stuff out, but I didn't prepare. I ended up having a duvet day yesterday because fun times. So yeah. Jane's here. Good morning. A bit of sun this morning. Yay. Oh, nice. Yeah, the clouds. We've got kind of like grey clouds, and then we've got like bright blue sky. So fingers crossed the bright blue sky continues and the clouds go in the opposite direction. Trusting UK is here. Hello, welcome. So coat is cut out. I have done no sewing, no coat sewing this week, which has annoyed me a little bit. I'm still doing that thing where I'm like, I need to just get back into sewing, but yeah. But having said that, like I did work every day in December. So having some time off in January is actually not a bad thing. And I know I took off the week between Christmas and New Year. And we are 2 weeks into January now, but I have done some work, and I think I probably should have done the thing where I actually gave myself like 2 whole weeks off, but never mind. I've had 2 whole weeks off in parts, so that's fine. Oh, I got some new earrings. They're the same as the ones that I have been wearing with the lapis lazuli, but these are malachite. And they are very pretty, and I like them very much. So, and she does them with all sorts of different semi-precious stones on them. So I'm kind of like, I want them all. So yeah. And the silver scissors, the dressmaking shears, Lauren from Lauren Grace Jewelry does actually do those in gold as well. So I've asked for a quote of how much they'd be for a pair in gold. I don't know, maybe I should ask her if I should send her back my silver ones and get them gold plated, but I know she hates masking out for gold plating, but I'm guessing this doesn't need to be masked out, although because the pin's been in, I don't know if she can take them apart to yeah, I need to ask her. But yeah, I'm looking at getting the gold dressmaking shears as well, because I think they're so pretty, and I wear the silver ones all the time, but you know, apparently I should be wearing gold, and I have to say I do kind of like it. I didn't I went into town the other day, didn't go into the jewelers to replace these like I said I was going to, but I will do that next time I go into town. I'm going in on Tuesday because I'm going to have a manicure and a pedicure. Haven't had one of those for years, so I thought, you know what, I shall treat myself, and then hopefully I can sync up the appointments so that when I go in to get my eyelashes done, I can get my nails done at the same time, which would be nice. Monica's here. Good morning, Sean. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Elena says, good morning, lovely Sean and Peeps. Good morning. Monica says, ooh, beautiful. Yeah, they're really pretty. They're really pretty. I've also, you guys have seen, I've got like a kind of small bead lapis lazuli, not choker, but short necklace. I've ordered a malachite one as well. I have got like a giant bead malachite necklace, but I wanted a small one as well. I've not really been wearing any of my huge jewelry. I've kind of gone into the dainty jewelry kind of thing, but yeah, do like these. Nimoy is here. Hello everyone, good morning. Well, good afternoon for you, isn't it? So yeah, Elena says, do you have some foggy filter on, or is it my phone playing some trick on me? No, I wonder if my camera is dirty. Oh wow, it was, wasn't it? Oh. Oh, whoops. Hi. Gosh, thank you so much for pointing that out, Elena. That is markedly different, isn't it? I must have put my thumb on it or something. Whoops. Joe says, morning, Shiny Peeps. How about quick tea and tea to get you back in the flow? I was thinking that, but I am really excited about this coat, and Mum's is going really well. So I think I just want to get it because I actually don't think this is going to take me too long. I think this is going to take me 3 days tops. And yeah. Erica says, hi, Shannon Peeps. And yes, you need a break. In Sweden, we have the law that employees must be offered 3 continuous weeks vacation to regain energy. Not something I did as self-employed. Yeah. I need to just, the trouble is I love what I do. I love my job. I love you guys and I love hanging out with you. So I don't want to not do that. It's the trouble when you make your hobby your job. Yeah, but yes. So like I said, I've got all the stuff out for Project Life, but I haven't prepared at all. And I haven't really taken very many photos this week. And I'm determined that today is not going to be another dating disasters one because I need to save some material for the book, clearly. But yeah, I haven't really taken any photos this week at all. So not sure what to put into Project Life. I think I need to remember because I'm going to put the photo in of Chi looking at her her cat bed. And then I've got a little cartoon of Spock and Kirk with Spock saying, don't do the thing, and Jim going, I'm going to do the thing. Because so like I've got some things like that, but I need to get back into the Project Life mentality of like little snippets of the day kind of thing. So yeah. Nimue says we need a break every now and then from things we love, even from things we love every now and then. Yes, words are hard. I can read. Good chat to see you. Good morning. Susan says good morning, everyone. Good morning. Snap 27 says hello from San Antonio, Texas. Good morning. Elena says, are we having a fabric fondling hangout? Well, you are sat next to my Lady McElroy order. You are indeed. So maybe, because I was thinking, do I do a fabric haul as like a bonus video? Or do I just show you guys on here? Because I mean, at the moment, the channel so far this year has been look all my plans and look at all my fabric, and actually no kind of like meat of content kind of thing. Although you guys have been really loving the videos, so thank you. And the top 5 hits and misses video, it's not me being harsh on myself. Like, it's kind of just like a reflection on like I enjoyed making these things. I wear these things. I enjoyed making these things, but I just don't wear these things. So it's it's like just a reflection for me, because a lot of people are saying that I'm being overly critical of myself, and I thought I wasn't. But yeah, I do enjoy doing the whole year in review, and I'm very pleased this year that it was under an hour long. That was impressive. Although I have to say, having to discard all the footage that I filmed for it because all you could hear was the laptop fan actually ended up being a bit of a godsend. And I think I might do it the same way next or the end of this year, where I do voiceovers for each 12 rather than trying to talk to you, because I sometimes like to see like somebody's reaction, but it was much easier doing it that way, I have to say. Although I was very frustrated to begin with when the footage really was unusable. I mean, I put a small part of it in at the end because it was like the wrap up and I needed to, but yeah, it was one of those things where it's just like, why? Where did I get you with the chat? Anyway, says it still feels like morning, but need to get a move on. Only one thing to sew for our dance performance on Thursday, but that's not sewing itself either. Yeah. Marissa says, hi, Shiny Peeps. Happy Sunday. Hi, Marissa. Maria says, good morning. I started sewing up my muslin for the Liz dress and slightly less scared than when I started. Oh, awesome. That's so cool. Yeah, I mean, I genuinely think that now I have the skill levels to do all the things that I've mentioned in my, I'm a scaredy cat video. Like a lot of people have been like, oh, you can sew with silk dupioni. I mean, it's like, yeah, I know. I've made my sister-in-law's wedding dress in it. It's one of the nice silks to start with. It's the slippery buggers that I'm a bit scared of. But then the silk dupioni suit, I'm worried about the tailoring aspect of that and then the embroidery aspect of it. So yeah, it's just one of the YouTubers I watch says that she does a mood board for each year, like her intentions for the year. And so I've set mine out and I was looking for a quote and I found this one. It says, let it be hard, let it be scary, and then do it anyway. And I thought that was perfect. So yeah. I've also developed an unnatural obsession with Matt Rife. So I have a picture of like manifesting what I want from a guy. And yeah, it says funny, tall, romantic and spicy, but it also it's a picture of Matt Rife. I mean, really? But he is very pretty to look at and funny. Funny is so attractive. Let's see. Elena says, on topic of what you're planning to do with that Paula shirt, the Paula shirt, the stretchy one. I was going to send it to my friend. She'd asked for stretchy. This is getting cold. I must drink this before it gets freezing. She'd asked for stretchy tops, gym tops. So I've sent her a bunch. I was going to send it to her. Monica, I need to send you the details about the dress, don't I? And then somebody else was asking about the Foxy Woodland dress. I'm Nimaway. I haven't listed your thing either yet, have I? And Michelle, if you're here, I haven't done yours either. It's just been one of those weeks. My poor little brain's on a go slow. It's just like, come on, you gotta do all the things. And then because there's so many things, it's just like, and none of the things get done. Running the so-and-so. Judy's here. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Judy. Roylyn says hello from Seattle, Washington. Good morning. Katrice says good morning. And Susan Ray says good morning. Good morning, everyone. Oh! New Patreon peeps to say hello to. I'm only a little bit late, but I have 4 new Patreon peeps to say to. Jenny Bjornsson. I'm so sorry if I've said that incorrectly, Jenny, but welcome and thank you. Katie Watts, welcome and thank you. Michelle, just Michelle, welcome Michelle, and Sangeeta as well. So thank you very much to all 4 of you for joining the Patreon peeps. That's very much appreciated of you. I put up 2 Patreon waffles this week, just gone, and I haven't filmed anything since. So I'm going to start filming this afternoon and tomorrow for Tuesday's waffle. The plan for this weekend is the Halston skirt video and the dress band video with getting my colours done with Nicola. I have a phone call with Nicola on Tuesday where we're going to talk about meeting up again in February to collaborate again. And I said to her it would be really fun if she was up for it, that if she came and went through my wardrobe and picked out some of my like crazier things that I don't wear very often and styled outfits up for them for me. And I think that could be really interesting because it would be interesting to see if I have outfits in my wardrobe that I'd not even thought about. And then also if I don't have anything, if I'm not wearing it because I don't have anything to wear it with, like, you know, it doesn't have its perfect partner piece, then that can go on the to be made list. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. It'd be really fun. But I do need to film and get the those 2 videos up for this weekend. That's the plan. I don't know how long 2 proper videos a week is gonna continue for. I would like that to be the schedule. I really would, but I have a feeling that some of the bigger videos that I want to do, it might end up being like one a week. But I also have some ideas for a lot of sort of sit down chatty videos as well. So maybe it could be like one giant project and one chatty video. I don't know. You'll have to let me know what you think as the channel evolves this year. So, you know. Niwai says, no worries, it's not going anywhere, and I currently have to make room on my table to get today's project. Yeah. Carmen says, good morning, Shan and Peeps. You're looking lovely as always, Shan. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. Oh, yeah, I had my eyebrows done on Friday, so they're a bit thicker at the moment, and I actually really like the colour, but they're a little bit darker than they're going to be. But I'm going to start looking like a zebra in a couple of days. Stripy brows. Judy says, you got a velvetizer in the sewing room. I worship you. It's not down in the sewing room. It is in the kitchen, but I did bring it down with me. Like, it's kind of been a bit of a ritual now. It's the Black Forest Gatto. Oh, so good. Snap says, on an aeroplane to Aruba for the week. So lots of YouTube watching in downtime. No makes though. Nice. Enjoy. Silver Fox is here. Evening, Peeps. Good evening. Val says, hi all. Is this the first time I have joined a live? I have a large number of pennants to cut out for some wedding bunting and thought it would be a great opportunity to listen in. Oh, well, welcome, Val. Thank you for joining us and good luck with the pennants. And Rachel Lynn is here. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So I'm going to get this finished and then try and work out what I'd want to do project life-wise. I think that's a good plan. Very good plan. Okay. So, here we go. Yeah, this is this is a lot of pictures of Chiana and TV shows that I've been watching. Oh, and this was when Mum was going through chemo. And when Chiana hospitalized me. Okay. Wow, and I've got all the stuff here for doing the last week. Oh, I've even written on it. Week 12, the 27th. Wow, I've even written on these and I've not actually put them in. What was I thinking? What was going on there? Oh, I'd only done 2 of the cards. Okay. I had a lot of things. Oh, okay. I think I need to finish this one at some point because Words are hard. I can finish the words. I think I need to finish this one at some point because then that like it kind of like bookends it nicely. But yeah, it was literally just taking photos of like whatever was going on in my world at that time. And I did not prepare again for this week. I did start trying to prepare, but it didn't happen. So I think, the very lovely Andy from So Andy Sews as well messaged me the other day and just said she had a bunch of Project Life stuff that she's not using. Would I like it? And so she's sending that to me, which is very, very lovely of her. Oh, battery is full. So yeah, Mum accidentally left the heater on in here. It's really hot. It's 22 degrees. I'm warm. I am very, very warm. Yeah, I've got kind of got the stuff out, but I haven't really prepared for anything. Let's have a look. Let me remind myself of the stuff that I've got, because I think that will help. Kind of open this right up. That'll help me work out what I want to do with this. Oh, okay. So, right, I've got a bunch of sleeves with different. Oh, this could be a good one to start the year off with. This could be a good one to start the year off with, because like it's got one big one, so I could put like a 2023 there and then kind of put in what I want to do, like my intent. Yeah, I could do like my mood board on that. I like that idea. So let's put that one in as my starting point, which then means I get to go through my cards and work out what colour I want for my opening thing for the year. Because last time I went for turquoise and pink. Surprise, surprise. So let's grab my cards and we'll have a look through those, because that's a good idea, isn't it? I have so many. I think I bought like 3 of the core kits. I got, yeah, cinnamon, midnight. No, I bought 4. Cinnamon, midnight. I bought a lot. I bought a lot of things. Let's tip you down so you can have a look. Hello. Yes, I have a lot of stuff. So, right. What colour should we set for the year? I'm thinking green would be nice. Yeah. Elena says 1 big Friday, Saturday video plus random videos during the week sounds perfect. And most waffles come out when I commute home, so I can enjoy them immediately. Nice. Judy says she likes the mint. I do too. The mint chocolate is really nice. My hair's kind of. I mean, it's, yeah, I'm not sure about the letting it dry by itself thing. It's definitely floofy. Floofy. Sal says, good day, Shine and Peeps. I did me made recently, but not fashion, but wall art. I made a realistic redback spider web art for papercraft spider I have. It's made out of fishing line and hot glue. That sounds very cool and also incredibly creepy. Debbie says, good morning from breezy Nottingham. Good morning. Conchetta says, question. I found gorgeous silky fabric at Joann's. I bought enough for a shirt, a dress and a coat lining. Do I need special needles for sewing machine, or would universals be okay? I would say probably Microtex. I like the finer the fabric, the easier it is to snag. So you want something that's like thin, so like 60 or 70, and I would go Microtex, but I would also highly recommend that you play around with it. Sew a couple of scrap pieces together, sew them together with different needles, different tensions, different stitch lengths, the whole lot. Play around with it and see which one you like the look of the best. I mean, that's my advice for everybody when you're either working with a fabric you've never worked with before, or you're working with like a really special fabric that you don't want to fluff it up. Play around with the scraps, put it, try different things, because when you find what works for you, it might be a surprise combination of like, oh, well, this needle, but this thread, or this tension and this stitch length, like give it some experimentation. So yeah. Michelle says, good morning, lovely peeps. I'm only in for a short time today. My son's birthday party is today, 8 years old tomorrow. I'm taking 20 little friends bowling. Should be entertaining at the least. Very, and happy birthday. And Michelle, I was saying earlier, I haven't put your thing up yet, but I will in the shop. It's packaged up, ready to go. I just need to dress on it. So yeah, I can do this. Alison says, hello, Sean and Peeps. Greeting from a very warm Bendigo. I hope you are all well. Sean, how is Chiara today? She is very well, thank you. She has taken to sleeping on top of me at night, and it's not cold in my room at the moment, which is nice. But it doesn't matter where I am on the bed. She has decided that she needs to be on top of me, and even if I'm sleeping sideways, she's like lying herself across here, and then gets really pissy with me when I move, and it's like, but dude. So yeah. Debbie says to Conchetta, I would recommend a microtex needle and do lots of trials with scraps of your lining to get the right tension and stitch length. Exactly. Kerry says, hello, Peeps from hot South Africa. Hello. Conchetta says, thanks to Debbie. And Conchetta says, gotcha, because Debbie spell check did her dirty and said 8 instead of right. Alana says, you definitely need mini scrunchies for those ponytails. They look adorable. Yeah, like I mean, it's nearly fluffy, so yeah. Alison says, Sean, on the last hangout you mentioned that the RSPCA were seeking volunteers for kitten cuddling. Are you going to volunteer? I just couldn't start quick enough, as I just love kittens. I actually haven't even looked back into it. I need to go. The last time I went, they gave me, I mean, this was a while ago, this was years ago, before the pandemic. So they gave me a form to fill out. So I need to go and grab that form again and fill it out. But yeah, kitten cuddling, I think, will be an endorphin rush, if nothing else. So yes. Nilway says, I cleaned off my table, but now hit the first snag. I need to iron the tissue to trace out the Vogue 9199, but got interfacing glue on my iron last time. Yeah, hate that. Oh, itchy nose. Right. What colour shall I go for the year? Should we go for a lime green? Or a minty green? We've got blue. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, and it says come what may. Oh, I quite like that. Oh, I quite like that. That could be a good one to start the year with, couldn't it? And then it's got this for the end. And it says this card would be lovely as part of the last page of your album. This card would be lovely as the part of your first page of your album. Should we do this? Should we do this for the year? I like that. I like that a lot. In this house, we love big, work hard, and laughed often. I'd forgotten I've got some of these awesome ones. The world is a book, and those who do not travel read only one page. I've clearly got a travel one as well. Oh, yes. 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 Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So we're setting the intention for the year. Right, okay, so now that we've picked these, and I'm going to put this back in because then I know where it is. So those can go to the side. I've got to remember to not put these heavy things onto the leaves of the table that haven't got any supports on them, because that would be bad. Right. So what yellow goes with blue, doesn't it? So let's look for some. They're not the right ones. Oh yeah, I like that. I think that's a nice start to the year. Right. Blue and yellow for the opening page. They're nice sunny colours, aren't they? Do I have any yellow? I do have yellow cards. Do I have any of the right colour blue to go with this though? That's too funny. I have so much stuff. Forgot how fun this all was. Okay. Glitter and foiled. Ooh, yeah. Oh, and they've still got their elastic bands on from when we moved, so that they wouldn't get destroyed. Hopefully, when we moved. Right. Okay. Let's. This is so much fun. Let's see. Alison says, Sean, read that one, didn't I? Nimworth read that one. Kylie says, Marianne from Gilligan's Island drew the ponytails. Michelle says, no problem, Sean. Just let me know when it's up and I'll get it sorted. No rush because I'm in the middle of busy season at work. So sewing is at a minimum until mid-February at the earliest. No worries, Michelle. Michelle says she's partial to the lime green. Yeah, I like that too. I'm going to use all these colours, but I really like that come what may for an opening title card. Rachel Lynn says, I love lime green, or as I know in my house, aliens not green. Nice. Kerry says, I love the blue clouds. Ellen says, those blue cloud ones give some dreamy vibes. Kerry says, I hope it's clouds. That's what it looks like to me. It was clouds. You are correct. Maisie says, finally made it. I have hit the like button. Lol. Yes, there's 98 of us and 37 likes. Ooh, I've got an eyelash making me with freedom. That's better. Sal says, if you or the peeps want to see my spiderweb, then there's a video of it up on my YouTube channel displaying it. Ah, cool. I'm not sure I'm going to look, to be honest, Sal, because spiders, but very cool. Natalie says, I've had you on in the background for a bit. Couldn't say hi because of Dr. Bonk requires at least half an hour of rubs and loving when he wakes up. Yeah. Erica says, like the chat, peeps. Yes. Please do. It does help. I promise it really does make a difference. Michelle says, I changed my vote to the clouds. Save green for the year. Yes. Natalie says, as a Siamese, he demands me. Quite nosy. Yes. If you don't meet his demands, I am sure he is very unimpressed with you. So, yeah. Natalie says, I'll read that one. Kathleen says, good morning from Illinois. I have no clue what my project life is all about. Looks like you have a lot of money, dollars invested. Yes, and most of this was from America as well. And it cost me a fortune to get it over here. Although Hobbycraft did do Hobbycraft did stock them for a while as well. Okay. Itchy nose. I think I probably actually ought to be trying to look at these in here, but there isn't that much room, so I think I'll take that one out, put them in like that. Does that work? Oh, that kind of works, yeah. So Project Life is like a scrapbooking style developed by somebody called Becky Higgins, and it's kind of literally just a way of scrapbooking where a lot of the work is done for you, because I mean I love the 12 by 12 American scrapbooking style that I see, and that was kind of like my introduction to it, but like I'm not that in kind of good at putting that sort of stuff together, so I got a little bit kind of intimidated by it and then didn't do anything with it. But oh no, those hearts are the wrong way up. Becky Higgins designed this system where it's kind of like 4x6 and 3x4 cards that have a lot of the stuff done for you. There's like slightly plain ones, there's very plain ones that you write on, and then there's pretty ones that like they've done a lot of the work for you. So it's kind of helping you to scrapbook without actually, you know, making you have to I know what I mean. You know, like it's helping you scrapbook without making it difficult. Does that make sense? Or, you know, like taking some of the guesswork out of it for you, like, you know, giving you prompts and helping you to like end up with something that you really like the look of. Right, I've got elastic bands and everything. So it's just one of those things that works really well for me. Let me so this was 2016. Yeah, 2016. So, and I did put videos out for this, and it is, I mean, it's basically like a collection of, I've been watching this week and playing games and working on Project Life, and there's my cat, and then there's my cat again, and you know, like Alan Rickman passed away this week that year, which was really sad, and then David Bowie as well, and you know, making my friend's quilt, and like really, you know, like minor stuff, like not anything super amazing. So like this is when I discovered Philip DeFranco. Watched Deadpool for the first time. Chiana put me in hospital. So yeah, like I kind of liked it as a style of, and I think one of the reasons that I didn't keep up with it is because I was trying to film the process, and I was putting a lot of pressure on myself to film the process, and I wasn't enjoying it, which is why I was thinking that this could be quite fun, doing it live with you guys and sort of as something to do, but then also as like a kind of incentive for me to do it. Does that make sense? And I think as well at the time I pretty much just started vlogging full time. I think I had that year. It might have been the next year, it might have been 2017. But I think that was another thing that kind of made it kind of go out the window, is because I was vlogging daily. There was, you know, I was recording my life that way, and I've always had a diary or something for as long as I can remember. So having the vlogs kind of took away from doing this, but I'm not doing that anymore. I'm journaling now in my bullet journal, which I'm really enjoying. And last year's bullet journal was the most successful one that I've done. I still need, if there's a few little bits of like things that I need to fill in there, and so I'm going to probably do that this afternoon as well. But yeah, I'm finding I really like my bullet journal for that. But I think this is, I mean, I want to use all these things as well. And yeah, blue, yellow and gold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I need 5 more cards. yeah, I want to use all this stuff because I've got it, and then also it's nice to look back at it. I'm like, I'm really sad that I didn't finish 2016, but still, like, sewing took over, so yeah. Oh, these are all the wrong kind of yellow. I want that bright yellow. That's a good one. So one of those. And one of those. One of those. So I'll show you what I've picked. When we get there as well. There we go. Yeah, I think they're good. Yeah, I like that costume. So I'm just going to stick these into the folder. My mum's phone's ringing. 2 secs. Why has she left her phone down here? Oh, it's her iPad. No, that's fine. I'm easily distracted. Right. Why did I get to read the chat? Kathleen says, oh, I read that one. Natalie says 12 by 12 is a lot of real estate to decorate. Yeah, I would find that very intimidating. I have 3 Calyx cubby holes full of 12 by 12 paper pads though. I think what happened was I was following I think it was Katie Gabriel on Blogger. This is 2000 and this was when I was working at Playboy, so this is how long ago this was. And she had signed up for, oh, and this is hilarious as well. I put all these cards like neatly spaced together, and Chiana wanted attention. Little. I love my cat. I love my cat. I love my cat. Keep saying that. Yeah, so Katie Gabriel, I was following her on Blogger, and she had signed up for a monthly paper crafting subscription box. And I was just like, oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. And it spiraled really quickly. And I ended up finding all like the Smash books, and then paper crafting, and then Kathy King, Kathy Orta at the time, Kathy King now. And yeah, the obsession got very real very quickly, and I spent a lot of money on paper crafting stuff, to the point where I had to buy myself a desk so I had somewhere to do this thing in my room. And yeah, I've just, you know, kept collecting. I mean, when we moved in here, I did say to Mum I would sell it all if she wanted me to, so that we'd have more room in here. And she was just like, no, that would be daft, don't do that. I was like, well, I could donate it to a local school or something. And she was like, no, we'll make room for it. And we did, and it all fits in. And I'm really glad that she said that, because, like, I mean, yes, I have spent an awful lot of money on all of this stuff. Like, yeah, but I've also set myself up for years. Like, I have years worth of supplies, sewing and paper crafting wise, so I am going to be fine for hobbies for the foreseeable future, and I really do enjoy this sort of thing. So yeah, I think Project Life kind of fell out of favor a bit. I don't think it exists anymore. I think Becky Higgins doesn't do this anymore, but there are plenty of other people that kind of jumped on this bandwagon. And do I put that one there and there? Yeah, I think there's plenty of other oh, I need one more card. Need another blue one, really. But yeah, there's plenty of other paper crafting companies that jumped on the let's do paper crafting, let's do this kind of like Project Life sort of style stuff, and I'm really glad they did because it is pretty awesome. So yeah. Oh, that's a shame. That's a nice one, but it's the wrong way up. And no. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Okay, cool. Yeah. Am I happy with that layout? See, this is the thing. I really, really wish that I could work out how to do multiple camera angles for you guys, but having looked into it, it means like graphic cards and like extra cameras and plug-in software and just a whole bunch of stuff that I just don't think I'm going to be able to afford or actually operate myself. So yeah. Okay, this last one doesn't want to get into its pocket. There we go. Okay, that's a nice start to the year, isn't it? So like I'm going to put a big 2023 there and then sort of like maybe set my intentions there. Might leave that one as is, and then I can put like a photo on this one and then photo on that one and then photo on that one, and then there's like some to write on as well. Yeah, I think that looks quite nice. The back is funny. So I clearly, yeah, there's a lot here for the first page of the album. I clearly bought one of the ones that was just like, this is the first page, this is the last page. And for the longest time, I kept them in their boxes because I really liked, I still got their boxes, but I was just like, oh no, can't mix them all together. Like they have to be in their separate Project Life specific categories. Like they have to stay together. But then I saw somebody else had put their cards together like this and like mixed it all up and then put them in, because like these are journaling cards and filler cards and then in their colors, and so they've mixed like 3 different box sets together, or like core kits together, and I really liked that because it was just like, oh okay, there's more freedom in that rather than I have to do this very small thing. It was like I've got all of the things to choose from. So yeah. Oh, let's see, where did I get to? Read the chat. Jojo's here. Afternoon all. Hope you're well. Have I missed much? No, much waffle, but that's not anything out of the ordinary. Nimue says, side question, do you know from the top of your head how the arm size fits on the 9199? Want to make it sleeveless, tunic length top, so I was wondering if I'd need to alter it. From what I remember from all the scuba ones I've made, it's a pretty close fit. I think one of the reasons that I've not done a sleeveless dress in scuba is because I would want to bind the edges, and I just haven't gotten around to doing that. And then the other thing is as well, because of how I feel in wearing scuba dresses, they are very hot, so a sleeveless one wouldn't work for me. So can't say that I've tried it, but I think it should work for you. Yeah. Conchetta says, I hope that came across as intended. I'm someone who would take forever to cut and mount picture, and the page would take days. Conchetta says, it seems as if it helps you to get pages done faster. As much of the sparkle is done for you. You end up with the beautiful pages of memories without a ton of the fuss. That is exactly what Project Life is meant to be, Conchetta. That's what I was very badly trying to articulate, but yeah, that is exactly what it is. That, like that already looks pretty cool. So now all I've got to do is put a little couple of photos on, do some writing, add some stickers, and then I'm done. And so I think what I might do is pick another, because I'm not going to use, obviously for week 1 will be this back. So I need to pick all the cards for this side. And I could go with a yellow and something theme because of these cards. Have got a backing on them, or I could just pick an entirely new color theme and do that. And then I need to pick another sleeve style, because there's loads of different sleeve styles for the following week, which I actually think, I'm not sure how this is going to look together, but let's see. They have, or I have got, no, I'm not going to, I've got one that's 4x4. I'm not going to do that, but I am going to do the 6x6 for the next week, I think. So, yeah. Yeah, I think that's going to be good. Right, so now I need to pick a colour theme for those 2 weeks. So I'm going to move these out of the way again. Yeah, what do we do? Do we go pink and glittery? Do we go mint and pink? What shall we do? Oh, we could go blacks and yellows. That could look really nice because the mustardy yellow is already in there from the backs of the other ones. So yeah, they could do that. Sal says, I finished another 2 pages of my Dracula Lovecraft novel this week, now up to page 62 and 32,000 words. Nice. Alison says, if any Australians are interested in Project Life, you could buy these from Craft Online. Oh, cool. Good knowledge. Thank you, Alison. Kerry says, ugh, so busy looking at your stunning things, and then that I have sewed an entire row of shearing on the wrong side. Guess I'm unpicking now. Oh no! Oh no, I hate when that happens. I did that. I did that too, but I hate when that happens. Elena says, scrapbooking is very intimidating for my perfectionist brain. Yep, same here. That's why this works for me, because so much of the work has already been done. Michelle says 12 by 12 pages are easiest for event and vacation scrapbooks, where you have them that carries from page to page as many pictures. At least that's what I find. Yeah, that's the other thing, is like I've made so many books. I've got like 4 up there that need to be matted and then have pictures put in them. But I'm like, I can fit nearly 70 pictures in these books. Let me grab one so I can show you. I've made these for Mum and Dad as well. And we just don't use them because we don't take that many photos, and we don't really print photos out anymore. So like, I'm so proud of this book. I absolutely love it. And like, you know, it's got flips and flaps and there's stuff going on everywhere, and it's awesome. Like, I haven't rounded out any of the pages, but you know, it's a really cool book, and I made this. Like, I'm impressed with myself, if I say so myself. I made this. But yeah, like I haven't got around to matting it. I haven't gotten around to doing anything with it because, like, gosh, just working out how all the flips and flaps actually work. But yeah, I haven't done anything with it because I just really don't take that many photos, or like, it's just I don't know, like one of those, oh, this thing is amazing. Sorry, bigging my own self up here. But yeah, just like, this would be great for, say, the Croatia trip that we're going on this year, which I'm really excited about. Really looking forward to. I think maybe I need to like just make sure that so many details in this. I think maybe I need to make sure that I do take a bunch of pictures in Croatia to then bring back, have printed, and put into this book, because, like, I mean, this is so old now, and the tops of the pages have definitely been sun bleached as well. So, but yeah, I mean, it is pretty cool. I made that. I made that from scratch. So I know exactly what you mean. I want to do all these things, but I'm not the kind of person that prints out pictures and then puts the pictures in. So I kind of make the books, mat them, and then don't do anything else with them, which is daft. Like I spent a good couple of £100 making my mum and dad a guest book heirloom for Idle Rocks, and we've had 2 people sign it, and we put no photos in it. I mean, to be fair, I got carried away. I made it way too big, and then I was following along with Kathy King's like how to do this thing, and she was halfway through the video, she was like, yeah, so don't actually do all of these things in your book, like pick and choose the ones that you want to make. And I was like, oh. So I like massively overfilled it, and I think what I actually need to do is take it apart. I need to do some surgery on it. I need to take it apart and turn it into 2 books, because it's got 12 pages in there, and it's too much, and it's too big, and it's very bulky. But then I think Mum and I, and possibly Dad as well, need to come down here one afternoon a week and start picking out photos and putting them in, and then just like, because we've got boxes and boxes and boxes of photos, and yeah, we need to kind of just get on and actually start displaying them in these things. But I mean, I love the creating side of it. I love the making of these things side of it. So, you know, it's like I get just as much pleasure out of that as I do about using the thing. But yeah. Kathleen says, I have loads of 12 by 12 papers, but I don't scrapbook. I use them to decorate cigar boxes into dresser boxes. Have loads of scrapbook accessories too. Yeah, it's a slippery slope, isn't it? Natalie says, I have 2 bins of scrapbooking stuff that haven't been touched in almost 20 years. So much paper and brads and cutters just sitting there. Oh, God. I went through and bought all of the tools as well. I've got like everything. So, yeah. Yeah. Caroline says, happy Sunday all. Hello. Nimue says, I have some 12 by 12 pretty papers as well, though my paper crafting supply is pretty tame. I bought them with bookbinding in mind. Nice. Richard says, pretty. Natalie says, very nice. I like the colour combination. Thank you. Carolyn says, hello, sweet peeps. Hello. Kathleen says, great colour combos. Actually, my house is a deep soldier blue with golden yellow for my front door. Ooh, nice. Michelle says, I like that for journaling. Where is this from again? Sorry, I missed it earlier. It's Becky Higgins' Project Life. Joe says, just did my first forward shoulder adjustment to the pattern. Now just have to wait for my Sherwood's delivery. Oh, yeah, so you're sitting next to my Sherwood's delivery. Yeah, I shall show you that in a second. Nimue says, great, thank you. Always easier to cut away a bit from a tighter fit than starting with something too low. And yes, I'll get a binding of sorts. Nice. Carolyn says, wait a minute, Sean, did you get a new chair or recover your old chair? I got a stretchy cover for it, and it's the best thing I ever did. It looks so fancy. But yeah, the leather on the old one was getting a little bit, yeah. Anna's here. Hiya. And Peeps. Hello, Anna. Luminaria says, aloha, Sean and Peeps from chilly Wisconsin. Aloha. Eleanor says, I just bought some scuba fabric to be made into a swimsuit, but that's so terrifying, and now my Pinterest and YouTube is full of under support tutorials and other info that makes it an extra big monster. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. Totally, you can do it, Eleanor. Lottie says, I love the idea of a book like that. I need to go investigate, not that I need another hobby. I'm so sorry, Lottie. Paper Phenomenon is my recommendation. Kathy is amazing. I absolutely love her tutorials and for making those books because she taught me to make that completely from just basic pieces of card and sticky tape. But she also does matting tutorials, and she has a really, really good eye for like making things look really pretty. And whilst you might not have exactly the same stuff as her, you can kind of follow along with her. I have some photos. Let's see. My phone was on the picture of Matt Rife still. Yeah, let me see. There we go. I think I went past them. Here we go. The videos, but yeah, so she'll sort of like talk you through matting things. So like all those black things are black squares are where pictures are meant to go, and it's just it was I got a bunch of like seaside inspired papers. The one she was doing was all school inspired papers, and so yeah. Yeah, it worked really well for me. Nimue says you could use a book like that to keep a gallery of your makes. See, that's another thing that I thought, but I don't know that I would actually do that. I need to take better care or better photos of the stuff that I make because I think my photography skills at the moment are pretty crappy. So yeah, I still haven't ordered my Christmas present, but I'm getting a photography backdrop for over here so that hopefully the twirls in the pictures won't be so fluffy and fuzzy because at the moment they're not good. So yeah. Erica says, can I ask a sewing help question? Do you bind the edges before hanging your skirts to drop or after doing a Sian inspired sewing construction? Bind the edges. Do you mean the back up and down seam, Erica? Did I get that right? Yeah. Is that what you mean for skirts? Because I think I can demonstrate. This poor skirt's been hanging here for ages. But no, I've not bound. This is technically a side seam, but I've not bound that because I find that that can stabilize this part of the seam, but then the hem still wants to drop, so it can do funny things at the hem. So I tend to, it depends though, if this was a skirt to go into a waistband, I probably would have bound this edge, put the waistband on, put the zip in, and then left the hem to do its thing. So it depends. Sorry, that wasn't more helpful. Oh, right. Charlotte, hello all. I've been listening on my phone, which is quite hard to see spreads on, moving over to the laptop now. And I agree with Nimue, use the book for a gallery of your mates. Oh, I don't know. Possibly, like, I mean, that's not real, because there's lots of pull-out cards as well, so I could write details about it, and maybe. I just like the idea of a holiday album. But then I don't know if I'd take enough pictures even in 2 weeks in Croatia for it to be a holiday album. I don't know. Sal says, fun fact, I found out this week that I have been writing my Dracula Lovecraft novel in the location that is in Lovecraft Call of Cthulhu, Circular Quay in Sydney. Oh, that's pretty cool. Miminaria says, I keep coming up with anxiety and auxiliary hobbies related to fashion and sewing. Yes. Lottie says, put in projects that scare you, all of those beautiful silks as a start, and things would make an amazing book. I've got like a dot grid notebook up there that I was going to do as my year of projects that scare me, but I haven't. I kind of set it up in pencil, but I didn't really get any further than that. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, that's not a bad idea either. I have 3 books up there, so like I've got plenty of real estate to put things in. Monica says, I had scrapbooking YouTube channel called Scrap Saturdays. I followed Kathy for years. Yeah, this channel actually, I think I've made them private now, but this channel, if you went right back to 2015, I think it was paper crafting to start with. So yeah. Jojo says, aha, same. I have all the scrapbooking stuff, all of it, upstairs. I'm still determined to get my photos printed out and document our family and life. We're up to 12 years of photos so far. Yeah, I think that was one of the other things that I did when I did Project Life the first time round. I enjoyed it so much. I went back over the previous 5 years and printed out all of the photos. And I'm talking like 80 pages of A4 photos, thinking I'm going to go back and document everything. And then it just became this like, oh, that's a mammoth task. Why have I set myself up for this? And then I ran away from it. So I'm trying not to do that this time. Carolyn says, well, your chair is beautiful. It is. And it's literally a zip-on stretchy faux velvet, like, poly velvet cover. But it really has made a massive difference. I love it. Natalie says, hey, Sal, my partner's Lego Optimus Prime is finally being delivered this week. How hard is it going to be to assemble? That sounds so awesome. Julie says, good morning, Sean from North Georgia. Love your album. I make them too, but never fill them. Yeah. And I think, maybe because I've given these away. I've matted them. One Christmas, I made 8 to give away as presents, and I matted them all for the different people that I was sending them to, and I sent them out. I have absolutely no idea if they used them, and they probably didn't, and they're probably sitting on a shelf somewhere where they're like, oh, I don't really want this anymore, but I also I can't bring myself to throw it away because somebody made it for me. Yeah. Gin and Pin says, hello peeps, happy creative Sunday. I'm not into paper crafting, but I'm having a try at watercolor painting. Biggest joy today has been seeing my cat out of it on catnip for the first time, age 9. Oh, bless. That's so cute. Alison says, Sean, please share what Santa bought you for Christmas. Nothing. I didn't get anything for Christmas yet because I haven't ordered my backdrop system. So that's what I'm getting for Christmas, was the ceiling mounting brackets, the rods, and then a green screen, white screen, and possibly a black screen backdrop. So that's what I got for Christmas. That's it. Me and my friends all agreed that we weren't sending each other presents this year because cost of living crisis and stuff. So yeah. Oh, and you've seen the shoes. I bought myself shoes, and when they turned up, Mum was just like, oh, Sean, more shoes. And I was like, I know, but I don't have a boyfriend. So this is the money that I would have spent on my boyfriend's Christmas presents, and this is what I would have asked for myself for Christmas. So you've seen the shoes already. Oh, that's a good point. Let's put the shoes. Oh, hello, got a Tinder message. Okay. So yeah, you've seen already the shoes. Where are the shoes? Shoes. There we are. Shoes. That's what I got myself for Christmas, and they are awesome. I was thinking for Project Life, I was thinking that I might put in a photo of the guy that I'm talking to that week and then get ghosted to by the end of the week. I was thinking about doing that, but I've decided against it. So yeah. Erica says, yes, side of the skirt. Ah, cool. No, that was great. Thank you. Awesome, Erica. I'm glad that was helpful. Elena says, you could benefit from photography classes, just not for dating purposes. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. I have signed up for a year of Skillshare. They were doing a 50% off a year's subscription, so I signed up for that for Christmas as well. So that, yeah, there you go. That's another thing that I got myself for Christmas. I bought myself some shoes. I bought myself some fabric, which I will show you in a second, and I bought myself Skillshare as well. So there's photography classes on that. So yeah. Sal says to Natalie, it's not that difficult. Just take time following the instructions and you'll be prime. love it. Nimue says, I think lunch is ready, which is a good thing as my tummy is rumbling. See you later. See you later, Nimue. Thank you for joining us. Alison says, I have sewn the fringe dress for my friend. I have French seamed all the seams. However, what is nice finish for the bodice and the gathered skirt, I don't think that this can be French seamed. It depends what fabric you're using, because honestly, I French seam viscose when it's gathered. My tiered and gathered skirts, they're all French seamed. You can use bias binding if it's a lightweight bias binding. My personal preference is to line the bodice so that if there's a waist seam, you like everything gets tucked up into the bodice and then the waist seam gets sewn down by hand so that everything is nicely covered on the inside. That's my personal preference. Erica says, got to go. Have a great day, everyone. You too, Erica. Thank you for joining us. Jane says, holiday album is a good idea. It's short-term and different to the rest of life and nice to look back on. Maybe a small album of your favourite makes for the year or season. Interesting to see how it changes. Yeah. Charlotte says, if you're worried about the quality of your photos for your makes, have a professional photo shoot with your favourite outfits once a year, like Steam does. Easy to spend other people's money. Oh yeah, no. I've got it on my list that I need to message the photographer that I worked with, Stephanie Mackerel. She's amazing, and I love the pictures that came out from her. I'm at the moment redesigning my website from scratch, and I really want it to reflect the new hair color because all the professional photos that I've got at the moment are obviously with the red hair. So I am booking in with Stephanie when I can to have a couple of days shooting again of outfits and things. And I need to do that fairly soon so that I can get the website up ASAP. So yeah. Conchetta says Sal Lovecraft is buried in gorgeous historical cemetery where I live. Kathleen says, just posted a picture of my latest makes in the Peeps group, all vintage patterns, added a curved collar to the McCall's 5193 waistcoat. Ooh, nice. Is it right if we have a look? Is it alright if we have a look? Oh, that Zodiac fabric, Conchetta, is awesome. I love that. That's really pretty. Sorry, I'm distracted. Kathleen, I'm looking for pictures from you. Okay. Right, Peeps group. Peeps group. Conchetta. Kathleen. Oh, wow. That's amazing, Kathleen. I love it with the collar. Oh, I really like. I would not have thought of doing that, but I really like it with what you've styled it with as well. Because like with the collar, I wouldn't wear a collared blouse over it, but I really like that. I really need to go back to that waistcoat and get it to fit me properly because I really don't think I've done a very good job of fitting it at the moment. Although I think I did for when I first made it because I was a stone heavier when I did that and it looked pretty good on me then. But I think it's not right, so I need to go back and tweak that. Mim says, hello everybody. Hello Sean, how are you? Very well, thank you, Mim. How are you? Conchetta says it's a beautiful, beautiful place to walk. Sal says to Conchetta, that is extremely fascinating to know, although in my novel that is historical fiction, he is now a vampire, so that coffin is empty. Carolyn says, who needs a boyfriend when you have good shoes? Yeah, exactly. I have so many shoes. Debbie says, want a laugh? I bought 6 meters of beautiful slinky gold fabric for the caped society dress online. When I got it, it looks a lot like the nightmare fabric for your dressmaker's ball dress. Oh no! Oh, I hope it works for you and you have more patience with it than I did. Don't leave it like a week before you're supposed to be going as well to try something new for the first time. Just saying. Natalie says, my friend made me a wooden sign that says friends are a gift from God and I can't bring myself to get rid of it even though it's really not my thing. Oh yeah. Kathleen says, currently getting kitty hugs. Oh, so cute. Lottie says, oh, or make a book of shoes. Yeah. Jojo says, laughing my ass off at the Tinder diaries. Yeah. Ralph says, I'm late. Good morning, peeps. Good morning. Conchetta says to Sal, your novel sounds like it will be amazing. It does indeed. Peter says, hello, peeps. A new home album. We still look back on ours before and after redecorating our first home from 1984 and can laugh at the terrible 60s wallpaper and carpets from the previous owner. Yeah. We've nearly been here 2 years. How has that happened? So I still haven't done my sewing room tour either, have I? I need to pull my finger out and do that. No. Sal says to Conchetta, thanks. The whole novel is from my point of view, and I'm writing a chapter where I am going to become a vampire, which will explain how I know things in the future. Elena says hi to Rotten Ralph, and Ralph says hi to Elena. Silver Fox says, hi folks, I need to head off to bed. Bedtime. Have a great chat. You too. Thank you very much for joining us. Alison says, the fabric the fringe dress is made from is a light cotton, so it's a light dress due to our summer, so no lining. It's nearly finished. Okay, I would probably go with bias binding if I'm honest, if French seams are too bulky with the gathering in it, which I can see that might be the case in cotton. So yeah, probably a bias binding, but that's me. Like, overlooking is also totally fine. Elena says to Ron Ralph, should we be evil and tell this chat about yellies? No. Ron Ralph says, Elena, it feels evil, but I think we might need to. What are you guys plotting? Alison says, have you heard from the pilot guy since last week? No, he's gone and dusted. I sent him a message just saying thank you for a lovely start to the new year. It's been fun. I hope you find what you're looking for, and then deleted all of his stuff because it was just like, you know what? No. I mean, even if he has the best excuse in the world for disappearing off the face of the planet, I know what I'm like, and just it would bug me if he did that ever again. So no. Have to say, I am talking to somebody new, and he is being pretty awesome because he is actually actively saying he is going to be busy from here to here, so he won't be able to chat as much as he has been, which is really nice because it's considerate. Like, because we are talking a lot, and it's really fun, and I'm having a really nice time getting to know him. But if it had gone from the level of conversation that we're currently having to like really dropping off with no explanation, I would be like, what the fluff is going on? But he's preemptively said, like, you know, from this day to this day, I'm going to be doing this, so I won't be as active to chat because I'm busy. But he's preemptively told me that, so it's just like, that's awesome. Thank you for being considerate. Thank you for letting me know. And you know, like, I thought that was nice. I mean, to be fair, both Jojo and Erica said this the other day. It was just like, my standards are so low at the moment because I have been mucked around by so many people that somebody doing the bare minimum of just being a decent human is, to me, like, wow. So yeah. But no, I you know, like, I appreciate the fact that he, because one of the things I'm saying to people now before I give them my number from the dating websites as well is just like, no naked photos of yourself. thanks, love, but no, and no ghosting. It's like I'm totally. I understand completely because, like, I mean, these are people that you've never met in real life before, and you don't know from Adam, and you've matched purely based on looks from a dating website. It's like if if we're talking and you're just not feeling it, that's fine. That's totally fine. But please just say that. Like, don't just disappear. Like, there was this other guy that I've been talking to for a couple of weeks now, and he seems really nice, but there's just not any banter. There's no back and forth. It was just, I mean, I think I told you guys he's the one that messaged me. I was just like, I'm bored. And it's like, that's a really crap opening conversation, opening line for a conversation, dude. Because, like, where do you go from that? Like, I'm not here to entertain you. And yeah, it was just a bit like, no. So I messaged him the other day and I just said, look, I think you're a really nice guy, but I don't think there's any chemistry between the two of us. And I really hope you find what you're looking for. Good luck. And then left it at that. And he hasn't replied. He's probably blocked me, but that's fine. Like, I feel better about having said that to him because I've been ghosted and it's not a nice feeling. So yeah, like, I think that's kind of the bare minimum. But at the moment, because I've been experiencing so many crappy people chatting, the bare minimum is seeming kind of like, wow, this person's actually decent. So yeah. But no, I haven't heard from Pilot Guy, and I'm not going to hear from Pilot Guy again. Like, I know I'm not. It's fine. Like, off you go, dude. I hope you're happy. Find what you're looking for. So yeah. Kathleen says, well, thanks. I had to resew the side seam of the waistcoat because when I first tried it on, it was way too tight. I opened the side seams up and made smaller seam allowances, and now it just fits. It looks amazing, Kathleen. I love it with that top. That's a really nice combination. Michelle says, got to run, lovelies. Kitty party prep. Wish me luck. You can do it. You can do it. Rockmel says, Kathleen, make certain to write a note on your pattern for next time. Yeah. Elena says to Rotten Ralph, I think all aunts, uncles, and grandparents in the chat will appreciate it as a gift for kids they know. And Rotten Ralph says, Yellies are a toy. Oh, okay. Catherine says, greetings all. Can I be cheeky and ask for some coat button advice? Of course, please do, Catherine. What would you like to know? Advice are you seeking? Let us know. Rotten Ralph says, Elena, just doing it. Christine says, bonjour, Shan and Peeps. How is everyone? Very well, thank you. How are you? Sal says, by the way, I find out the events of the past through spells of memories transferred from the person into my memories. So I experience what they experience and diaries read. Oh, that's very cool. Very cool. Debbie says, go ahead, Catherine. Rachel then says, how's coat month going? Well, this is coat number 1. It's still in pieces, but that's fine. I'm going to start sewing it tomorrow. Mum's already progressing with hers. I think they're going to be very pretty coats. Elena says to Rotten Ralph, it's all Ian and David's fault. Eliza says, good morning from Ohio. Good morning. Sophia says, sorry if you've already said, but what pattern are you wearing? Oh, I haven't. It's the Gable top, the Gable t-shirt. I made it in December. And for anyone watching after the fact, I always go and put everything that I'm wearing in the description when the live stream has finished, because I schedule the live streams the day before. So I scheduled this yesterday and I didn't know what I wanted to wear today. So I didn't put in what I was wearing, but yes, I go back and I will put in the details of what I'm wearing. Natalie says, I know what you mean about the bare minimum blowing you away. When my partner does the dishes without expecting to be rewarded, I'm amazed. Lol. Yeah. Like, my last partner, it wasn't an automatic thing that I cooked so he did the dishes. And I just thought that was the rule. And there was quite a lot of times where I ended up doing the washing up as well. And then there was times where I had to do the washing up to then cook the next meal. And he would sit and be playing computer game. Why did I stay there so long? I mean, anyway, never mind. Hindsight is 2020. Una's here. I think the key thing with internet dating is to get in person within a few messages and one phone call. Otherwise, you're in danger of wasting time on guys who really don't want a relationship. Oh, 100% agree. 100% agree. One of my rules is meet up as quickly as possible, because it is very, very easy to build up a image of the person that you're talking to in your head that isn't accurate to actually them. And the guy that I'm currently talking to does shift work, and he's the one that has said as well that he's not going to be as chatty over the next couple of days because he does shift work. He missed Christmas with his family, so he's going home on Monday to spend Christmas with his family for 4 days before he comes back and then works his 12-hour shifts daytime this time. And so I messaged him and I was just like, after a couple of days of chatting, I was just like, like, I know you're really busy. I know you're doing shift work. I used to do shift work. I get that it's not the greatest time, but I would really like to meet you for a coffee just to see if there's a spark in real life. Like that would be ideal for me. And his immediate response was, sure, when do you? And I was like, I'll come to Portsmouth, because also, like, I don't expect him to come all this way to meet me for a coffee when he's in the middle of his shift work. And he replied with, sure, what time were you thinking? But it was the tone of the message, and it was just like, I was like, look, you don't have to, there's no pressure. And he's like, the only reason I'm saying no is because I know what I'm like when I'm on nights, and I know what I'm like when I'm in the middle of a shift pattern. And then obviously he's going away and then he's back doing days afterwards. And he's like, yeah, days would be better. And I was like, okay, look, what's ideal for you then? And he said, honestly, February. And I have to say, I was just like, that's 2.5 weeks away. I was like, really? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, okay, well, like, it's not all about me. Like, it's a mutual thing. It has to work for both of us. So I was like, okay, fine. And I said, do you want to keep chatting in the interim? And he was like, yes, ? Like, of course. And it was just like, okay, but like, it's going to be really easy to, as I say, build up this image of this person, and for him as well, like, but it goes both ways. So we've agreed February. But I have said to him, I was just like, okay, like, I get that this is a legitimate reason for why we're not meeting up now. It's completely legitimate. I was like, but if come February you come up with another reason that we're not meeting up, we're done. And he was like, no, that's fine. And yeah, I mean, we talked on the phone for a couple of hours the other night, and it was really easy conversation. And I've said to him, I was like, this is going to either be really, really good or really, really bad, because we're going to meet up, but we're going to have spent so much time getting to know each other as we are, that it's either going to be amazing instant connection kind of thing, or a big dull dud because there's no spark. And he's like, no, I'm a nice guy, I'm a funny guy, like, we're gonna have a good time. If there's nothing romantic there, we clearly get on, so we could be friends. And it's just like, yeah, I get that, and I see that. I was like, so it's not ideal. I completely agree with you, Una. I do not usually like, because again, from past experience, I had this back in my early 30s. I was talking to a guy that I met on My Single Friend or Match.com. I can't remember which one it was. But I was talking to him, and he lived between London and Mallorca. And he was in Mallorca at the time. He ran a business out there. And we were talking like emailing backwards and forwards and talking on the phone for like an hour at a time every other night. And that went on for about 3 weeks before he came back to London. And it felt like we were in a relationship already, because we were talking about everything and sharing everything, and like, good morning and good night texts and the whole thing. It felt like we were in a relationship very, very, very quickly before we'd even met. And then we met, and he was amazing in person. And so things progressed really, really quickly the first 2 days, and it was amazing. And then he just disappeared off the face of the planet. And it was just like, and I messaged him and I was like, it's it's kind of you've completely changed. Like you've been like this for 3 whole weeks and now nothing. And he's like, oh yeah, sorry, just busy. And it was just it just, you know, like I don't know if he was putting that much effort into every girl that he was trying to sleep with, but yeah, that wasn't great. That wasn't great. But he popped back up again 4 weeks later and was like, oh, I'm back in the UK. I really want to come see you. And I stupidly said yes. And it was another the same sort of thing. It was like a week of just this intense spending of time together, and then he had to go back to Mallorca again, and it just wasn't for me. I didn't like that kind of relationship, so I sort of said to him, I was like, look, this is not going to work for me. Like, I really enjoy spending time with you, but I need it more rather than like once every 3 weeks kind of thing. So yeah, no, Una, I'm completely agree with you on that. Completely agree with you on that. And yeah, I don't like having to wait. Stitchmaker Studio says, hi Peeps, long time no see. I'm so behind. What happened to the dude in London where you were traveling to see regularly? It's been so long since I was last here, so sorry if you've already covered this, Sean. No worries. We broke up this time last year, so I've been single for a year now. He hated Chiana, and I was always ill. So yeah, it was pretty. I mean, he said I realized that I sound like an absolute ass when I'm saying this, but this, and it's like, okay, fine. You know, like 2 things that I can't do anything about, because Chiana, besides me loving her and her being an integral part of my life, and I'm not getting rid of my cat. I've got her for at least another 8 years, fingers crossed longer. I mean, she's going to be 10 this year, so I've got Chiana for a good sort of 6, 7, 8 years more. So she's not going anywhere, and I'm always going to want pets, so I'm going to get another cat. Although I did offer to get, I was like, I could have rats, or we could do this, or we could, something smaller, and and yeah, the whole being ill thing, you can't really help that. Like, I caught bronchitis. I had a cold that descended onto my chest. Whenever I get a cold, it always turns into bronchitis. It's just one of those things. And he's one of those people that was just like, oh, you've got a cold, get up and power through it. And it's like, no, this isn't a cold. This is like a respiratory, like my lungs. I'm not being a wet blanket about this. Like, I genuinely need to sit and rest and be quiet. And so yeah, and then I went home, came back, went on the second Gold Hawk Road meetup, and caught COVID, and so had COVID for 2 weeks. And yeah, that was one of his reasons for breaking up with me, is because I was always sick. So there you go. With hindsight, 2020 hindsight, it's definitely the best thing that happened, 100%. At the time, I did not enjoy it. And it's been a really long road to getting to the point where I'm like, yeah, this is good. So yeah. Sal says, I had my first date in 12 years since the divorce last month. Oh, how did it go, Sal? Rock Ralph says, Yellies are little robotic toys that run around the louder you yell and the faster they move. Oh, cool. Catherine says, today be uploaded to the Peeps group. Is that buttons choices? Catherine. Oh, I mean, fancy, Catherine, obviously. What do we think? Plain or fancy? Fancy. Oh, they're pretty. Fancy. Fancy. There you go. I've posted my thoughts. Where did we get to? Elena says, Sean, Yellies are toys that move when they are surrounded by sounds. Louder the sound, faster the moves. Very cool. Sue says, my hubby always washes up after I've cooked. I kind of thought that was a given. I thought that was the rule. Like, oh yeah. Catherine says, I've uploaded 2 options on the Peeps group. One sensible, one fun. Fun. Always fun. Alison says to Kathleen, I just saw your post on Facebook. It's beautiful. What pattern did you use for the blouse? Oh, yeah, it's a good question. Sue says, yep, can understand that with shifts, hubs, works nights. Had similar when we were talking online. It took us 2 months before meeting up, as needed to be a day where my lad was at school and he was not working. Yeah, I mean, like I say, I used to do shift work and I used to do graveyard shifts. And so my equivalent of his night shifts. And I was not fun to be around when I had been on a graveyard. So yeah, I 100% totally get it. Totally get it. Like I what I really like is the fact that I asked to meet him for a coffee, and his immediate response was yes. There was an obvious like, oh God, really? To that response, but it was like, yes, what time are you thinking? So he wasn't immediately like, no. He was like, sure. But and it was I liked that. I liked that there was like willingness and effort to accommodate me in that. And I mean, this is me as well, so I was just like, well, dude, like, you know, like clearly that's not floating your boat. Can you tell me why? And he did, and it was a good reason. So yeah, Mum's here. Hi, Mum.
Hi. I've got a dog following.
You left the heater on. It was so toasty when I came in, to the point actually where I was hot and I had to take my jumper off. I won't. Yeah.
Not like me.
No. Look, it's easily done.
Yeah.
It's easily done.
Yeah.
Let's see, where did I get to? Sorry, that's you might need to just go out and pick the dog up and bring her in, Mum.
Yeah.
Mim says, did you have already a video chat with the guy? I video chatted with the pilot. I haven't video chatted with this new one. I have spoken to him on the phone, voice call for 2 hours though. Sophia says, oh, I hope the date in February goes well. And what's your type normally? My celebrity crush is Nick Knowles. I can see that actually. Yeah, he's kind of like a secret. What's the guilty pleasure? That's what I was looking for. He is a guilty pleasure. Yes, yes.
You got a date in February.
Yes, Mum. I hadn't actually been telling anyone about this really, because just all the last ones have just sort of like blown up in my face. But yes, although he is a squaddy.
Oh, not called Rowley, is he?
No, he's not called Rowley. Rowley's moving to America. Yeah. So yeah. Rowley is my brother's best friend, who calls me how it says to James, how is your turbo hot sister? And also he actually, to be fair, he said that if I was still single when I was 40, he would marry me, and I am 43 now, Rowley.
Yeah.
43.
Where are you?
Yeah, well, he's moving to America, so that's not helpful. So, Sal says, sounds like you were the other woman on the side. What, with the pilot? Oh, you mean with the Mallorca guy? I don't know. I think he was just a player. I think he was just like, this is convenient for me when I'm in London, and then goes back to Mallorca. I was like, I mean, to be fair, if I really was the other woman on the side, that 3 weeks that we spent getting to know each other, like, he had no time for anything else. So, yeah. 2 secs. Right, where was I? Sue says sometimes patience is a virtue. Yeah, I mean, and it is a legitimate it's a legitimate reason, not excuse, for not being able to meet up immediately and having to wait till February. So yeah. Stitchmaker Studio says, oh no, how can anyone hate cheat? Exactly. I mean, Shiana hates everyone else, so the feeling was mutual, but still, like, yeah. Christine says, okay, what? Sorry, my sweet, but what a douche. Yeah. Yeah. So, Rachel Lynn says, and you haven't been nearly as sick since you're not together. I mean, to be fair, every time I go to London, I used to come back with some kind of plague, didn't I, Mum?
Yeah.
And I spread it around and share the love at home. Yeah. So I don't, I think that's one of the reasons that I've not. I mean, I haven't had a cold since, because usually we get the Christmas cold, don't we?
Yes.
And I haven't had a cold since. So I think it's me I think it's just the little germ cesspool that is London. And I love London. Don't get me wrong, like 100% love London. But yeah, I've not gotten a cold since I've been. Hi, Suze. You want to come say hi? Hello, baby. Hello. You want to come say hi? She's like, no, not really. But yeah. Jojo says, blows Mahusif raspberry at Wilson. I mean, yeah. Sue says, Catherine, I love fancy ones. What's the coat pattern? Catherine says to Sue, the McCaw's 6800. I've posted the coat to the group too. Yeah, it's the one that I made, the green velvet one, this one, but longer. Fancy buttons, definitely. Jojo says the fancy buttons. Rachel Lynn says fancy buttons, definitely. Sue says, I'll have a look. Rotten Ralph says, depends on the coat. I'm generally a fancy fan. My husband says, I don't know how to load the dishwasher, so he cooks and clears. Yeah, I do sometimes put things in the dishwasher and then get told that I did it wrong.
No, she doesn't. I just move them quietly.
Yeah. You did tell me the other day that I'd done one wrong.
Oh,
yeah.
You should do that.
Well, no, because I don't know which is more annoying, opening up the dishwasher and it not being loaded how you want it to be loaded and having to rearrange it, or coming in to find a pile of plates on the side waiting for you to put them in the dishwasher. Right.
That is much more annoying, especially when I've been out at a concert.
Oh, did Dad not clean up last night?
Mostly, but not
because I cooked.
Oh, did you? Oh,
yeah.
See, he doesn't understand. He doesn't understand that if you cook, you don't clear up.
Exactly.
So when I cook, I do both, which is why I don't very often cook. Because.
Yeah. Wilson had the same problem. He didn't understand that at all. And he didn't even have a dishwasher, so it was constantly me washing stuff by hand so that I could then cook that night's dinner. It was frustrating. One does. I mean, it's not the biggest thing in the world, is it? It's just one of those things. Where did I get to with the chat? Fancy buttons, fancy buttons. Carol says, good morning from New York City. Good morning. Kathleen says, use the Vogue 2594 from 2001 for the blouse. Lots of shearing, was a nightmare. It looks amazing though. Carol says, what did you explain to the dishes guy? Did you explain to the dishes guy what you thought? I mean, yeah, I was with him for 2.5 years. We had that conversation. I had to ask him to come and help me do that. He wouldn't just do it though. Like, it had to be prodded to do it. So, I mean, like, I was happy for I was mostly happy for the 2.5 years. So like hindsight kind of like puts everything into perspective and is 2020. And like when you look back at things and you're like, actually, why did I put up with this? But at the time, it seemed reasonable. So, you know, yeah. Rock Ralph says hello to Mum. Elena says hello, Jane. Nimue says I'm back. Hello, Jane. Carol says good morning to the QQ. Catherine says it's looking pretty universal voting for fancy. I mean, yeah, it's going to be a beautiful coat with beautiful buttons. Do it, do it. Rotten Ralph says, I'm a terrible dating person. I'm not attracted to anyone who isn't already my friend or who isn't willing to be my friend first. I'm a master of the preemptive shoot downs, I have been told. Yeah, I mean, that's the dream though, isn't it? Like falling in love with your best friend. Like, yeah, 100%. Alison says to Kathleen, thank you. It's the shearing that caught my eye. It's just beautiful. Yes. And Kathleen says, thanks to Alison. Stitchmaker Studio says, yes, but Chiana is a cat. That's what cats do. Oh, and I should have said, it's Anthea. Hi, Anthea. Yes. No, I thought it was, but I didn't want to get it wrong because we all know, like, I have a memory of a sieve for names. Yeah, no, I mean, that is a cat thing to do. And like, he was a dog person and he just didn't understand cat behavior. So he tried treating her like a dog and would get bitten. And then get pissy with me when he'd get bitten. And I'm just like, but you're doing it wrong. Like, do this. Let me show you how to approach her. And she did. I mean, to the point where she used to go and sit on his lap, and she never sits on anyone but me. So she liked him. Probably doing that cat thing where, like, oh, find the person in the room that hates me and sit on them. So yeah. Sophia says, I can't trust anyone who doesn't like cats, to be fair. Yeah. Sue says, Germfest, tube, train, London. Exactly. Rotten Ralph says, himself overloads the dishwasher. Yeah, because that's just as bad, because then nothing gets cleaned. Catherine says, I'm going to have to love you and leave you. I'm off to Glasgow to sing Bach. Thanks for the button feedback. We enjoy. Paula says, sorry, very late to the party. All good with everyone. It's all right, Paula, welcome. Jojo says, Suze is sitting at the desk as if she's working. Adorable. Yeah, she had enough though, and I'm now covered in ginger fluff. Christine says, well, Wilson was a basketball anyway. I mean, we just weren't right for each other. We wanted very, very different things from a relationship. That's the thing. Like, I don't want to be friends with him anymore because I don't want to see him move on and be happy with somebody else. I mean, I do, but I don't want to see it. I haven't spoken to him since we've split up. Not once, nothing, no text, no message, nothing. And I am very much looking forward to going to the Goldhawk Road in March to meet up with you guys, but I'm also utterly dreading it because that's where he lives. And he doesn't just live on the Goldhawk Road, he lives right in the middle of all the fabric shops. And the likelihood that I'll bump into him on a Wednesday afternoon are pretty slim, but it could happen, and I really don't want it to. And I don't want him thinking that I'm there trying to chase him. I mean, I know he probably won't. I know he knows that that's my territory and he moved into my territory. But yeah, I'm kind of equally parts very excited and also dreading going back up there. So yeah. And Carolyn says, Wilson was a volleyball. I thought, yeah, I don't know. It was also the guy from Tool Time Over the Wall and the main character in the book, The Boyfriend. That was where that name came from. It was actually the book, but it did work in many ways.
That's what it was.
Christine says, hello, everyone, especially Paula. Paula says, hi, Christine. Sal says, you asked how the date went. Well, let's just say after 12 years without a date, a 12-year timer of last something happened to get reset. Okay, Sal. Anthea says to Catherine, where are you singing Bach? It sounds like something I'd like to come listen to. I'm only 20 minutes away. Carolyn said to Rachel Lynn, me too. Nimue says, I've had a stuffy nose since spending last Sunday with a bunch of 2 to 5 year olds. You guys are much safer company. Ralph says, I'm going to hope that Wilson's moved. No, he's going to be there for 3-4 years, probably longer, to be honest. So, yeah. Jojo says, it'll be fine. It will be. It'll be totally fine. And if we bump into each other by accident, we'll be polite and that'll be it. Like, you know, we don't need to catch up. There's nothing to catch up on. It'll be fine. But yeah, I really don't want him thinking I'm floating around his, like, trying to bump into him, because that really isn't the case. So, yeah. Eliza says, going to Goldhawk Road the first time will be like pulling off the band-aid. Get the first time over, then you'll be fine. Yeah, exactly. I've decided, and I've talked Mum into it as well, that we're not going to do the Stitch Festival. We were looking into staying up in London, and it's just going to be so expensive that we'd spend all of our money, fabric buying money, on accommodation. So it just seemed really silly and pointless. So we're not going to go to the Stitch Festival, but we are going to the Festival of Quilts because Nia very kindly lets us come and stay at hers, and that works really well for us. So we won't be at the Stitch Festival. Unless Lady McElroy are going to pay for my accommodation and have me work for them for a couple of days, and then I will. But I haven't heard back from Raymond about that yet. So yeah, I'm just gonna come up, go to the Gold Hawk Road, and then come back. I'm gonna do it in a day. And I don't think you're gonna come with me, are you, Mum? Might, but it's gonna be a long day. The train goes at 7:45 in the morning from the Pierhead as well, because apparently the Shanklin train is closed. So I can't even get a train from here. So
no, they have a bus up.
Didn't say that. I'm sure there is. God, that's going to be even earlier start. It's going to be like 6:30 start. Oh, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I'll get there and I'll be asleep in the corner of Costa. You guys are going to have to poke me. Alison says, please show us your fabric delivery. Yes, I promise. That's the next thing I'm going to do. Anthea says, ooh, Sian, how is keto going? Mum and Dad Mum's doing really well on it. You've hit your goal weight, haven't you?
I lost another pound today.
She's going for her stretch goal now as well. Dad has stagnated.
Yeah, I've just agreed with him. He's going to do 3 days fasting, not have, like, I've said to him, do like I do, just a cracker and Marmite, butter and Marmite at tea time if he's desperate.
Yeah.
And that's worked for me. So
yeah,
not proper meal.
Yeah.
Because he's been having proper meal.
Yeah. Yeah.
So hopefully that will kickstart.
I honestly haven't really properly been doing it.
But then you're a good weight now.
No, I'm not. I'm bigger than I want to be. So no, I haven't been doing it properly. But I've also not been putting weight on. So you know, there's that. But I'm getting back into it, and I bought myself. Oh, I don't think I have it down here, but I bought myself Killer Vanilla. It's like a smelling salt, but it's a really strong vanilla scent, even to the point where Mum could smell it, and Mum can't smell. Yes. So the theory behind this is when you want something, you're craving something sweet, you smell the thing, and it's working. Like, it's working. I did have chocolate the other day, but that's because it was time of the month and I was feeling miserable. But they were dark chocolate buttons, so you know I was trying to sort of not have too much sugar. But yeah, the Killer Vanilla thing is really working for me, which is good. Christine says you will have Peeps to shield you from if you do bump into him. I mean, that's the other thing. I'm going to be surrounded by a bunch of Peeps, and he's just going to be like, nope, 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 nope. Oh yeah. Christine says you just say to him hi and bye. Exactly. We can be polite. So yeah. Elena says to Nimue, kids bugs are the worst. Kids bought me some running nose bugs on the first day of school this year, and I'm still suffering. Oh, you poor thing. Nimue says to Elena, yeah, I knew it was a risk this time of year, but my friend's daughter is turning 2 only once. Really hope to get rid of it by Thursday. Oh yes, no, that's why you weren't here last weekend, Nimue, wasn't it? Did she like the present you made her something? I'm sure you made her something. Caroline says, shh, no one tells the whiff. Thought, can Alexa turn off the heater from the main house, or maybe you can train the mannequin to do it? No, the trouble is we can have Alexa turn things on and off, but we need for the heater to be on 14 minimum overnight so it doesn't freeze in here. And it also makes it easier to heat up when we come down if it's at a base temperature of 14 degrees, rather than letting it get as cold as it does outside and then having to heat it up to 22 for however many hours we're down here and then turn it off again. So no, we can put it on a timer. It does have a timer, but the trouble with that is neither Mum or I are regularly down here at this time. So yeah, I've forgotten once in 2 years. Mum's forgotten once in 2 years. So you know, it's not ideal, but it's not going to break the bank. We'll be fine. But yeah, it's a good idea. But no. Right. You want to see what fabric I got from the half-price remnant sale from Lady McElroy? So,
You didn't get any from me.
oh, mother.
What you have to put up with.
I mean, this is the thing. I opened my fabrics up and she's like, ooh, mine? Like, no, it's not. It's mine. Should I do like a little mini bonus video of my fabric haul, do you think? Or should I just leave it as this? I don't know. I might do a little mini bonus haul video. Because people do like fabric hauls. Although some people don't like fabric hauls. Like, exactly. Like, it's not like it's lying to you. It does exactly what it says on the tin. Like, you know, fabric haul. Elena says, sounds like we are on the same schedule. Need to be at work on Wednesday. Nimue says, yes, the apron was a win. She didn't take it off after she'd unpacked it. Oh, cool. Sue says, I do. I like lol. Nimue says, we have our yearly dance performance on Thursday. I have a lot of practicing to do before that. I'll be totally vegged out next weekend. Yes. Paula says, I love fabric hauls. Awesome. Yeah, I think what I'll do then is I'll show you guys what I got here. And then I will, because I've got, like I said, I've got 3 videos. If I do the fabric haul, I've got 3 videos to film this week. 2 of which I've got most of it filmed. I've just got to edit it and put it into a hopefully entertaining format. So there's a little bit of like waffle that needs to be filmed for those. So I'll pick a day that works for Mum and I when I can film. Because it'll be proper filming, so Mum won't be able to be burbling away in the background. But I'm sure you have a day where you have something to do in an afternoon this week, haven't you?
Yeah, I've got to prepare. If it's Tuesday, I've got to prepare.
No, I'm getting my nails done on Tuesday, so it'll be like Wednesday or something.
Wednesday, I'll be doing.
Wednesday would work perfectly then. So yeah, I'll film on Wednesday. Sue says, I watched what Beck sews hour-long fabric haul. Lol. I love seeing what other people buy, even if it's not for me. I'm just like, no, this is fascinating. What did you get? Rachel then says, do the mini haul. That way, those who can't make it here will get to see the pretties. That's what I'm thinking, yeah. Catherine says, love the fabric hauls. Elena says, you can show us here and then clip it from this hangout and post it as its own video. No, if I did it, I would do it as a proper video just because no makeup on. And the proper ones I like to at least look like, you know, sort of semi put together. I also got the fluffiest hair in the world today. It's all but fluffy. I let it air dry last night. And yeah. Fluffles.
Is the lovely Nia there?
No.
No.
No. Oh, where did I get to with the chat? There we go. Ralph says, extra video, good for the algorithm. Exactly. Exactly. Sal says, the audio went funny after you said mother. Sounds like it beeped out the F word. I did not. Alison says, Jane, are you going to make any more patterns from the Funky Friends factory? I love the unicorn and the fox.
Yes, I'm going to make the bear.
She's making a bear?
For a friend.
Oh, yeah, I gave her the fabric for that as well.
Yeah. And
then you got 5 more cats to make.
Yeah, I did say that to Susan. She said, no.
Just Christmas and birthday presents for the rest of eternity. Yeah, no. Look, it's another cat.
I'm fine. Apparently they frightened Mr. Bowen.
Oh, I'm not surprised. I didn't show them to Chiana. She probably was just like, nope. Stitchmaker says, Sean, do you know what Lady McElroy's Candace jewel base is like? Is it good for clothing or more of a home decor sewing? I have made bags with it, and I've also got 4 lengths back here to make clothes with. It is slightly stretchy. It would be great for jeans. I'm also going to I've made a skirt with it, my Jungle Tropics skirt. I am going to use it for pinafores and that kind of thing. So it's a heavier weight, like a denim, stretch denim. Really like it, and I've also made bags with it. Right, okay, so first up I've got 3 meters of this, which was a faulty remnant. And you can see there's the print faults running all the way through it, and that line, or those 2 lines, go all the way down the entire length. which is fine because I wanted to make a shirt out of this. So this is a viscose chalet. It's very pretty. It's one of my colours. It's the only thing in here that's my colours. The rest of them I kind of like messed up, but never mind. Yeah, so one of my colours. Oh, thank you. Thank you, William. Somebody's just sent me $20. That was very nice of you. Yeah, so not technically my colours, but this one is my colours, the rest are not. Yeah, I want to make a shirt out of this because, as I say, it has got the print fault running down it, so I'm going to have to be careful when I cut this out. But I really liked it. I thought it was very pretty. They do this in a number of colours, but it's because it's a light, spotty nature. I thought it would be a really good blouse to have to go with like bigger prints on the bottom half. So yeah, 3 meters of that. These all need to go and be washed, but I am going to fold them back up again as I go because I'm going to film the fabric haul with them all. Yeah. Words are hard. Come on. Oh no, where did you go? There you are. Behave. There we go. Right. Okay. So 3 meters of that one. Then they had another 3 meter remnant of this. Now I already have a 3 meter remnant of this. This is the orange blossom one. So like the print, there's 2 of these prints next to each other. So I wanted to do something like one of the Gertie dresses. I wanted to have enough fabric so that I could fussy cut out the darker pieces for the bodice, and then have maybe I've seen so many people make this up into beautiful dresses, and I just wanted to have enough fabric to play with it to fussy cut the oranges out. And a lot of the Gertie dresses need the minimum of 3 meters. So I was a bit worried that with the 3 meters that I had, I wouldn't be able to do exactly what I wanted with it. So when they had this one, which is exactly the linen chambray base, when they had that one up as a remnant, I thought, you know what? Let's get that because it will work. It will allow me to have like 2, and then whatever I've got left, I can make into like a shirt or a bolero or a caftan cover up for the beach. So yeah, I thought that was, in my head, it's a sensible purchase. So Rachel Lynn says that will be lovely. Debbie says I had my colours done in the 90s and still have my swatches somewhere. Still find the guidance useful even now. Yeah, it was actually Mum having hers done in the late 90s, early 90s, late 80s.
Yeah, late 80s actually.
Yeah.
And I've still got
and she's stuck with it, and really kind of like, so I thought, you know what, let's give it a go. Bim says, oh, I've also bought the petrol fabric with the big white flowers on it a year and a half ago, still not made up. Yeah, I mean, it is absolutely beautiful. Elena says, has anyone worked with Lady McElroy Townsville coating? How thick is it? If it's one of their mouflon style coatings, it's actually not too thick. But if it's a boiled wool one, I don't know. Brittany says, I love your experiments with border prints in your end of year wrap up video. Hope you continue to make more. Oh, I've got lots of border prints and I will be making more. Nimue says, second iron for the win, patent ready to trace. Nice. Carolyn says, little kids are snotty, adorable little booger factories. Yes. Anthea says, Shan, I'm only now using all that fabric I bought at your first Gold Hawk Road Peeps trip. I would love to go again, but figure I should use this up first. Yes. I mean, I still have fabric from that trip there back here though, so Yeah. Right, I've got, there were this is a Paul Smith wool suiting fabric. It's really fine and drapey, like really fine and drapey. They had they had 6 2.5 meter cuts of it, so I bought 2, so I've got 5 meters here, and again I'm hoping to do a 3-piece suit from it, which will probably be trousers, skirt and waistcoat. If there's enough for a jacket as well, great, but I would rather have the trousers, skirt and waistcoat because I won't wear the jackets very often. It's more going to be the jackets are more going to be like a joy of tailoring it, rather than I will wear this lots. So yeah, from this 5 meters, a pair of trousers, a waistcoat and a skirt, because those things I will all wear together. Well, not maybe not the trousers and skirt together, but the other ones together. So yeah, then I've got 5 meters of this silk rayon blend. This wasn't in the half price sale remnants, but it was discounted. It was down, I think, to £10 per meter from 17. Again, technically this is not one of my colors. It's not bright enough to be one of my colors, but I absolutely love it. And I want to make a dress with this. I'm thinking something like the Victory Patterns Trina dress with the kimono sleeves, like the proper kimono long sleeves. I think that could look amazing. But yeah, I've got 5 meters of it and it is glorious. I really liked that. This is their slightly lighter weight than Ponte jersey. I've got 3 meters of this one. This was a remnant as well. It's actually, again, not my red. I should be wearing a much brighter red. This one kind of drains me. But I was planning on doing another pair of these jogging bottoms in this fabric, although I'm not sure that this is going to be stretchy enough. I'm kind of, it might be, but it might not be. But if it's not, then I can adjust the pattern a little bit, because at the moment, like, this is Ponte and it's not actually that stretchy, but the waistband is elasticated. So as long as it goes over my hips, then yeah, it should work. But I said to you guys, I'm not sure if it was last time or the time before, but I want to make some more of these jogging bottoms, because whilst they're jogging bottoms, they also feel kind of smart because of the, the fabrics that they're made up in, the wide legs, and they really work for me. So I thought that would be good. And then the last one, again, not technically my colours, it's not bright enough, but it's Kingfisher Blue. It's a denim fabric. It's quite a lightweight denim fabric. I've got 3 meters of this. I'm thinking that I want to make some wide leg trousers out of this, because whilst it's a denim fabric, because it's so floaty, I think they could look really nice as wide leg trousers. And it's a gorgeous colour. It'll work really well with my wardrobe. And again, if it's a bottom half thing, it doesn't matter that technically it's not my colours. And then the final thing I got is actually next to you in there, but it was another meter of the dark navy wool coating that I'm going to be making my hemispheric coat out of. So I now have 4.5 meters. So I'm really hoping that's going to be enough to do the hemispheric coat and the scout cape with the hood and this colour faux fur, because I do have some red coating coming, but I'm not sure that I could do that combination out of, but I'm not sure that I want to do another hemispheric coat. I mean, I may love it, because I've got some cream coating over there that I want to make a hemispheric coat out of. Although again, I think maybe I ought to do something different with that. But again, I've only got 3 meters, and I like full skirted coats, as we all know. So yeah, but that's this lot cost me £160, and that's with a 50% discount off of it. So yeah, and then I've also got the I've shown the Patreon peeps, but I haven't shown you guys, so I'll just go grab those 3 fabrics that have arrived. And then the red coating is coming at the end of January because it's being held hostage in Italy at the moment, apparently. But yeah, if you're on the Patreon Peeps, you've already seen these. But if you're not on the Patreon Peeps, then you haven't. So I've got 10 meters each of the lotus lining, one in red and one in ivory, so 10 meters each of those. And it just seemed like a really, yeah, there's lots of dust on that tabletop. It just seemed like a really sensible purchase because given all the Make 9 projects I want to do, these fabrics are going to be the perfect colours to line them. And also that coat, although we all know I like a fancy bright lining, so probably just the sleeves of the coat, the red coat. So 20 meters of lining fabric. And then this is Lynn's fault. I don't think Lynn's here at the moment. But if you watch this back, Lynn, we've already had this conversation on Patreon, but still, this is Lynn's fault. This is a cream rayon and cotton blend suiting called Bissau. I've made a dress, a skirt and a waistcoat from it so far. I bought another 3 meters, which is in here with the Anaconda Antithesis collection, to make a pair of trousers. And then when I came back and showed you guys that fabric, Lynn very kindly piped up with, ooh, you should make a jacket as well for a Bianca Jagger style suit. That would be amazing. And it's lived rent-free in my head ever since. So Lynn, thank you for that. So when Raymond messaged me and said, oh my gosh, Shan, we found another bolt of Bissau. I'll put it on the Lady McElroy site for you. It's like, great, thank you. And then I was like, oh, you know, 5 meters, that's a lot of money because this is 18 pounds per meter. I was like, do I do it? Do I do it? And I didn't. And then when I was ordering these, I was just like, let's just have a look and see how much this is at wholesale price. And buying 10 meters of it was £5 more expensive than buying 5 meters of it at retail price. So I've got 10 meters of this suiting, plus the 3 meters I've got back there. But this is a natural fiber. As I say, it's a rayon cotton blend. So theoretically, this can be dyed. So I am going to make my trousers, I'm going to make a jacket, and I'm going to do a 3/4 circle skirt because the circle skirt, the skirt that I've got from this at the moment is the 6380 Gertie Butterick skirt, and it's really narrow. And it's nice, but it's like not perfect for me because it's not full enough. And I haven't worn it yet. And I tried it on and it's really sheer because it's very fitted. And I've put it on with a petticoat underneath of it, but I just don't like how it looks. So I think that one is going to either get dyed or passed on. And I'm going to make a 3/4 circle skirt out of this because it's way more me and I'll wear it more often. So yeah, I'm going to do that. And then whatever I've got left, I'm going to try and dye it a bright green, maybe not quite that bright, but a bright green colour, so that I can have a green suit as well. That's the plan. Yeah. Where did I get to with the chat? Brittany G says your mum should get her colours redone if she had them done in the 80s, 90s. I've read that your colours can change as you age. I think it would be an interesting experiment. I did offer to pay for mum to have hers done at the same time, but she didn't want to because of the actual experience of having it done. And I can completely understand that because having no makeup on and having to take my glasses off and look at myself that much in the mirror wasn't the most fun experience for me. So yeah, I can completely understand why mum said thanks but no thanks for that. And honestly, the way that Nicola described it, it's done not because somebody asked this in the questions the other day, like, will I need to get it redone if I change my hair colour? It's done on eye colour and skin tone and skin colour, and obviously that just doesn't change because, I mean, you can tan or not tan, but your undertone doesn't change. So you do wear more grey now because your hair is grey, which you never did before.
No.
But yeah, I did ask mum if she wanted to have it done and she wasn't interested. So, and I don't blame her at Anthea says that was 2019 and I've only used 2 pieces. My mission this year is to make up the rest. I figure if I go to the Gold Hawk Road again next year, that will keep me in fabric for the next 4 years again. Yes. Elena says it looks like kind of tweedy. Description says 80% wool, 20% polyamide. Does it say like it's a boiled wool, or does it say a mouflon style coating? What's the wording description, Elena? Debbie says, I was very glad of my fabric stash before Christmas when my boiler broke down, wrapped up like a caterpillar in Sherpa until we got a new one. Yeah, I mean, basically this is like insulation. If I sew all this up and don't replace it, we'll freeze down here. What are you up to now?
The back sections together.
Okay. You can do that. You can do that.
But you say I need to tack the line fleece.
I mean, you're meant to, but you can totally, if you pin them together really carefully and sew it and then spread everything, iron it, then spread everything out, and then be careful about, you just don't want to end up with it being lumpy bumpy.
No.
So you're meant to, but it's up to you. Jane says, wow, plain fabrics, well done, all lovely. I know, only 2 prints. They didn't have very many of my favourite prints as remnants though, and I was very determined, even though I bought that green silk, I was very determined not to just buy prints for the sake of buying prints because they were half price. There's a few Lady McElroy prints that I don't have that I really want. Mum's moving all my stuff out of the way. I've spread out and put things everywhere. I'm not this phone. It's got no camera on it. So yeah, I was really determined to be very, very kind of like specific about what I was buying. Like this spotty one, I thought was like a neutral. So really, I've only bought 1 giant print. So I thought I was being very well behaved. This stuff feels so nice. I'm just hugging my fabric.
Well, that's unusual.
What?
You hugging fabric? Yeah.
It never happens. No. Paula says gorgeous fabrics, and Anna says wonderful fabrics. Yes. Anthea says to Debbie, I should have thought of doing that when my boiler broke down before Christmas. Good thinking. However, I don't have any Sherpa in my stash. Might have to rectify that. Yeah. Just honestly, just lie the fabrics out in a long line and roll yourself up in them until the boiler's fixed. Let's see. Where did I get to there with the chat? Jojo says, don't forget to like the stream, folks. Yeah, there's 124 of us and 97 likes. Actually, that's pretty good. Natalie says, I made lounge pants out of not quite stretchy enough fabric, and they are so annoying when I have to be a floor troll. Yeah. Natalie says, I read that one. Junipin says, I've never had my colours done, but my preferences and what I think suits me has changed as my hair is getting lighter with grey. I would never have worn pink, and it's now my go-to neutral. Yeah, I mean, like I say, with Mum, it's the grey. She would never have worn grey before, but you do have a few pieces now, don't you? They're warm greys.
Yeah, I'm still not that keen.
Yeah. One of them was a silk fabric from Croatia, and it was the only silk that you liked.
That I do like.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, Mother, that pattern, I've been finding your pattern pieces all over around here. Like your facing piece was over here, then you had your spare Swedish tracing paper over here, and then this piece was over here. If you ever make this pattern again, and every single pattern piece is in your envelope, I will be surprised.
I thought you'd moved them.
No. They just wafted around the sewing room everywhere. Yeah. Carolyn says, oh, silly Shan, you open your fabric and we all think mine or need. Yeah, no. I mean, yeah. It's mine, you may not have. Elena says, you always have a lot of pretty fabrics. I mean, yeah.
You do.
Yeah. Have you made a notch in the top of that where you're meant to sew that together? Because you remember I've added on that inch at the top for the pleat. I mean, you don't have to do it now, just don't forget. So maybe put like a note on it or something. It won't be the end of the world if you sew it as is and we put a pleat in afterwards. So okay. Nimoy says, I'm so behind on Patreon content. Start of the year turned out kind of busy. I've only put 3 videos up so far this year, to be fair. But thank you again to everybody. I've got 207 patrons now. Woo, which is amazing. Sue says, I'm sewing a silky jacquard type lining, polyester, but the stitches are showing on the right side. Any suggestions using a microtex needle? Again, like I said earlier, just play around with scraps and see if you can get it to be something that you like. So, yeah. William has also sent me another $10. Thank you very much. Bree says, make it $500, William. That'd be impressive. Bree, you're terrible. And then she says, hello, peeps. Hi, Bree. And Carolyn says, agreed, Bree. And Bree says, been listening while driving in the car. Rachel then says, it'll be interesting to see your dyeing experiments. Where do you get your dye from? I have no idea. I would just get Dylon and stick it in the washing machine and hope for the best, like I did with other stuff in the past, and it's not worked very well. So I'm going to do a bit more research now.
Yeah.
Diana says, hi Sean, nice to see you today. Do any of the peeps know where I can find measurements for babies? I need an upper arm circumference. I mean, babies, the trouble with them is that they're all very different. So no, I wouldn't. And also I'm allergic to them and can never eat a whole one, so I don't really know that kind of stuff. So yeah. Apparently that's a very mom joke. Somebody asked me that the other day, do you have kids? And I was like, oh, I like kids, but I can't eat a whole one. And he's like, but that's such a mom joke. And I was like, I'm a cat mom.
Well, I suppose it is, because actually they're good enough to eat kids. They're just gorgeous.
Yeah.
Oh, you just want to kiss them.
Nope.
I do.
Nope. Yeah. I don't have that gene. You forgot to pass that one on. Sorry. Kind of glad though. Like, God, can you imagine me as a mother? I'd be terrible.
I don't doubt it.
I don't.
It's amazing, because I never saw it.
Really? Yeah. Yeah, my mum, I've managed to make it to 43 without wanting them though.
Yeah.
Like, you got to 27.
Yeah.
A little bit of a difference there.
Yeah.
Jenna Pin says to Sue, try changing the stitch length to a bit longer. Oh yeah. Sue says, ooh, I've been going shorter. I will try now. Thank you. Jojo says, I want my colours done, but honestly, I wear what I want when it comes to colours. Just want to get it right for a special occasion like my boy's wedding. Jojo, when are you coming down to see me? Because maybe we can see if we can book you in with Nicola to do it as well. Because Nia wants to book in with Nicola when she's down next as well and have her colours done.
Maybe we could get them all together.
That would be nice. That would be nice. She does do group bookings. She only does 2 at a time. But yeah, that if we could schedule that would be awesome. Sal says, what is this colour thing you peeps are talking about? It's just like I think it was in the late 60s. Somebody came up with the colour season, Sal, depending on your skin tone, eye colour. Some people take into account hair, but it's hair changes. But it was colours that suit your complexion. So I had somebody called Nicola from All About the Outfit come and do mine, and there's a video coming about that. So she bought a whole load of coloured drapes, as it were, and I had to take my glasses off and have no makeup on. But these are all technically colours that will make me look my best. So yeah, look, we've got this one. It's really good for my skin colour. So, and the reds as well, like the orangey reds, they're really good for me. These will make me look good and make my skin pop. Like black is not great. Only true winters can wear black apparently, and I am a spring. But yeah, so that's what we're talking about. And so many people have been saying it. I thought, you know what, let's give it a try, and I really enjoyed the experience. I mean, apparently I've completely ignored the advice when I was doing this order, but still. Most of these, as I say, are for bottoms. Elena says, I did send you the link for the fabric, just planning, and maybe we'll be ready for that project within 2-3 years. We'll order a swatch closer to time if they still sell it. You sent me a link. Oh, there it is, Lena. Let's have a look. Townsville. Oh, it's a pretty grey. Lovely tweed jacketing coat in plain soft grey, ideal for coats, jacket suits. I would say it's probably mouflon style, but I would 100% say buy yourself a swatch. 100% say buy yourself a swatch. Laurel says, hi all, glad to catch a live stream for the first time in a while. Hi Laurel. Lena says, just don't want to fall completely in love with it. Yeah, I mean, buy yourself a swatch because it's £21 a meter as well. It's expensive and you want to make sure it's right for you. So yeah, get a swatch and see what it's like. Rachel Lynn said, I made the dragons, but I didn't get them done until I was driving up to give them to the kids and didn't get pictures, but they were so cute. Oh, yeah, I've been there. So yeah. Anne says, hi from Glendale, Arizona, US, new to your channel and just finished watching your 2021 years make. Loved it. You've inspired me. Oh, welcome, Anne. And thank you for watching that incredibly long video. Hour and 45 minutes. I was always very impressed that that one got as many. It's got 45,000 views. I'm just like, wow. So, yes. Yeah. Sue says, lol. Rotten Ralph says, do test swatches with your dye options. Yes, 100%. I will take, because like this is also the stuff that I've made like 22 meters of bias binding for my cape when I get around to doing that. I need to find some duck egg blue coating though, and it doesn't. I don't want boiled wool. But yeah, I will indeed when I've cut out my pieces from this. I will have scraps that I will be able to test dye on. So yes, 100% gonna do that. Eleanor says to Diana, open any pediatric textbook and have a look. They have good examples. I mean, yeah, Google. Yeah, just Google. Like, yeah, Google would be my. Natalie says, I like holding babies. I just don't want to raise any. My mum keeps saying it's not too late for me, but I'm 45 and I have a handful of cats. Yeah, I don't want the kids. Yeah, words are hard. What was I going to say? I'm not even a great big fan of holding the babies. I'm worried I'm going to break them. So, yeah, and that would be bad. That would be bad. Anthea says, I'm an autumn-winter mix. Can wear both, but I can't do black. Paula says, I'm a true winter. Yeah, Nicola did think I was a true winter because of my hair colour. And then I'm so pale and pasty at the moment because she'd had a look through my Instagram. But when I said, oh no, I blush, I tan, and I have green eyes, she was like, you're a spring. It's quite interesting as well because she did like a personality test. And she's like, it'd be really interesting to see if your personality comes out as a spring as well. And I was a true spring through and through. And she's like, just like me. I'm like, yep. So, Jojo says, I haven't rebooked anything since Peggy got ill, so can come whenever, lovely. Also, I don't have that maternal clock at all. I still managed to spawn one and keep it alive. I remember being at the doctor's once though, you know, doing the whole kind of like birth control thing, and they were like, are you sure you don't want kids? And I was like, no, I'd be one of those mothers that eat their young. And the woman looked at me and I was like, I'm joking. She was horrified. I was like, it was a joke. I was like, but this underlines why I need the birth control. I mean, the amount of times I've been to the doctors there and they're like, you really ought to think about your childbearing years. And I'm like, given what I've come to see you about, is this really an appropriate conversation? So, yeah. Nimue says, colours are the same as all the sewing rules. Know them, but tweak them intentionally. Exactly. It's like my black coat. So many of you, when I did my little short about my black coat, so many of you were like, but you didn't like your black trench coat. Why are you making a black coat? I'd already bought the fabric. And Mum and I had switched backwards and forwards about who was going to make the tan one and who was going to make the black one, but you just didn't want to be sewing with black, did you?
I can't see it.
So yeah, and that's completely understandable. And you know what? It's going to be a nice tailored coat. It's a V-neck, so I can put colour. Like, I have many coloured scarves, so it's going to work fine.
You could do coloured collar.
With what? You've got no fabric left, and I have no fabric left.
Actually,
there's a pile of it there. But no, Mum, I'm doing. Yes, it's over there. I'm doing an entirely black coat, and you can't have my collar. She keeps trying to steal my collar. No. No. Jojo says to Nimue, exactly. Nimue says, having a baby fall asleep in my arms for the first time was scary. They just go completely lax, and all of a sudden you're surreptitiously checking for breathing. Did I break it? Did I break it? That would be my problem. Kids love me though, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
It's the same as cats though.
Yeah.
They're aware of the third person in the room that is like, ooh, and they're like, ah, fabulous! I will climb all over you.
But you do worry when you've got one that you're going to break it.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
real.
Yeah. That would be me. No.
But I managed not to break you.
Yes, well done. I mean, look what I've turned into. So I mean, I'm not sure how successful a job you did in raising me, because but no, definitely not. Jojo says, lol, a personality test on me is going to be fun. I think you're going to come out the same as me, Jojo. I think you might be a different season, but I think you're going to be a spring personality. But mind you, I didn't really see what the other personality types came out as, but I think you're going to be the same as me. Sal says, oh, I see, but that type of thing would be a waste for me, as I never follow what I'm meant to wear from fashion rules. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that was my theory for a long time. It was just like, I'm gonna wear what I want, like me. But then over the last year, making a few things. Hi, Susie, you yourself all caught up again. Oh, you're whacking your head on everything. Yeah, after last year, and it's really interesting actually. The comment section on the year in review video. So many people are agreeing with me, and so many people are like, no, those ones look great on you. What are you talking about? It's really interesting. I personally, like, you know, that everything that I say on that video is my personal opinion about me in those clothes. I personally think that grayscale and bright white stuff does not look good on me. I don't feel great on it. And I do think I'm going to sell those pieces. But other people are like, oh no, they're amazing, you should keep them. And it was just lots of you guys saying it. Mum, having had her colours done, made me look for something. I thought it would make an interesting video as well. So I need to edit that this week and get that up. But yeah, hopefully you guys agree with me and it does make an interesting video. And it was the reds, actually, the 4 different seasons of reds that Nicola put onto me. And it was really interesting. It's actually summer, which was all the muted pale pastels and stuff that I really didn't like. She showed me the colour wheels for all 4 seasons, and she was like, is there any one that you're drawn to? And I was like, well, I love these 3, but that one, ooh, no, it's not for me. And it's not because they're not nice colours, because they're gorgeous colours. But immediately I was just like, ooh, I don't like those. So yeah, I think when you do film yourself as much as I do, and when you look back at what you've been wearing and how you've been wearing it, and that was the other thing that was nice this year, was like a kind of like a list of like, oh, I've made this and I've worn this loads. I made this and I've not worn this. And some of the not worn it was because I just, you know, had nowhere to wear it, or wore it, or made it really late on in the year. But other ones were like, I in theory love this, but I don't put it on because I don't feel great in it. So yeah, I thought it was an interesting experiment. But yeah, Sal, it's completely subjective. Like if you like Jojo says, she's going to wear whatever she wants, but she for things where, like her son's wedding, where she's going to be photographed and stuff, to look back at those kind of photos that are going to be out on display and always being looked at, to be in something that makes you pop, makes you look the best that you can look. I can completely understand wanting to tailor those kind of outfits to something that's going to really work for you, but then the rest of the time just wear whatever you please. So yeah. Where did I get to? Elena says yes, the swatch, because 10 meters of fabric with post and local taxes is a scary number. Plus, all the other fabrics and necessities and embroidery floss will need a bigger swatch. Message them, Elena. Message them and say to them that you would like a bigger swatch, because they send out like their swatches are sort of 10 centimeters by 4 centimeters, I think. So if you message them and just say, look, they might even do you like a 10 centimeter full width piece of the fabric, which will allow you to practice embroidery and stuff on it as well. Message them before you place an order and tell them what you're looking for. Tell them I sent you, and they probably will be very helpful. So yeah. Rachel Lynn says, besides, a black coat is a classic. I think so too. I think this coat, if it's well tailored, it's got the funky lining, so it's got a bit of me in there, so it's going to be a classic. And I've also, hopefully I've made the length good for me as well, because I think a lot of people were saying my trench coat didn't work for me because it was too short, and I think I agree with you. I'm gonna lengthen the skirt on that trench coat. I'm gonna make it again in a camel tan stony color as well. So yeah. Debbie says, if Gertie does a trench coat pattern, we will be in trouble. Well, I trench coatified the princess coat, and I love mine. I really love mine. I mean, the only thing I really did was add a storm flap to the back, but yeah, that's one of the coats I wear the most often. Jen and Pin says, my favourite game was to fill children with sugar and food additives and make them wild before giving them back to their parents and running. Yeah, I can imagine that's what kind of grandparents these two would have been as well. I can imagine them doing that. So it's another reason that I'm glad I didn't have kids. Natalie says, I mostly raised my nephew and he used to check on his breathing all the time at night. I was terrified of crib death. Oh gosh. Yeah. I just sheer levels of anxiety. I mean, so many people tell me I look so much younger than I am, and I swear it's because I've not had children. Because I haven't had the anxiety of that, and I've had all the sleep. So I swear that's why I look younger than everyone that I actually technically am. Elena says, but Shan, you are a Disney princess in the kids' eyes, and their little brain must love you. Do you remember when Guy brought his two down? Who? Guy. Yeah.
Oh, they were lovely.
They were. I was doing a hangout on a Sunday, and the little boy was crying because he couldn't come and hang out with me, and so the mum had to bring him out so that he could look at me through the window whilst I was hanging out with you guys. I mean, they wouldn't leave me alone, would they? Like,
no, they wouldn't.
I was just, which everyone found hilarious because they all know how I feel about kids, and so they were all just sitting there watching and peeing themselves with laughter, and I'm just like, I love you guys. Really?
No, you played with them beautifully.
Yes, that's because I could give them back. Carolyn says to Elena, I thought the same thing. Hunley says, I get credit for watching each week because I listen the whole time while Rachel Lynn Creates is next to me watching each week. Totally. And Rachel Lynn says, hush you. Sal says, the only rule I follow is I wear what I want. My style these days is silks and satins and dress style of Dream from the Sandman, which sucks because satin is never made for men in shops. This is very true, but you have started to sew, so this is good. But yeah, I mean, this is the thing. Like, clothing is an expression of your personality and yourself. So wear what makes you happy. 100%. Heartily agree with that. Right, read that one. Historically Fashion says, I used to want loads of kids, but then I had one. Love her lots, but yeah, one is good. Decided right off that wasn't happening again. She's 21 now. I love that. One, and I'm done.
Well, you're lucky we didn't have James though. Love him, I do.
Oh, yeah.
But he was a challenge.
Yeah, I wouldn't exist. I wouldn't exist, would I? So, yeah.
Love him, we do. Don't get that wrong.
I mean, he made me look like an angel in comparison.
Yeah,
so I got away with so much stuff.
Little did we know.
I know, I told her stories since, and she's like, what? Like, yep. Carolyn says to Sal, how do you stop the static with satin? Lala Palooza says, it's funny, I find since you've gotten older, past 50, the same colours don't work for me. I feel like my skin tone has changed. Interesting. Yeah, because mum came out as an autumn, and apparently most people of English descent are technically springs. So I found that quite interesting. But then
must be the Welsh and Australian.
Yeah. Teresa says, my kitty has come and sat right on top of my laptop and was nose to the screen watching you this morning. Oh, cute. Sal says to Carolyn, never got any, so haven't had that issue. Elena says to Carolyn, description of Disney princesses is she is pretty, loves animals, and makes her own dresses. Oh, yeah, that's me. And if I let my hair do its thing, I get the Disney quiff. Look. Like that is what it wanted to do by itself. I didn't have to do anything for it to do that. So yeah, I even have the Disney quiff. Sal says to Carolyn, never got any, so I've read that one. Anthea says, I think I need to draft myself a coat pattern. I've been hunting for one for ages and I haven't found one I like for my Langan look style. Just need to dust off my rusty drafting skills. Is the Lola coat from the first Sew Over It ebook appropriate, Anthea? You'd have to buy the whole ebook. Let me see, because you've shown me what the style means. Lola coat Sew Over It. Images. It's from the City Break one. Is that appropriate? Let me know. Kelly says, I've been watching Bianca at the Closet Historian. I'm totally going to do my blocks this year. Are you still planning to do yours? Are you still doing yours, and do you have a plan? Yes, I'm probably doing them next month because Mum wants to do them at the same time, but as Mum's got a goal weight that she was heading towards. But lots of people said that we should just man up and do it anyway and then alter as we go. So yeah, this the plan is for next month. And we're using the Craftsy classes. And as somebody pointed out when I said that, oh, there is lots of free options out there. You don't have to pay for the Craftsy classes. There are and I did mention them. So yeah, Bianca does one. There's lots of people out there who have done videos on how to do how to do your own blocks and stuff like that. You don't have to buy the Craftsy classes. Just Mum and I 5-6 years ago bought all of them. So we have them. So we're going to use them because that's the resource that we have. Sal says, Sean, I just turned 40 and my youngest son of 3 just turned 15. So you look years younger than me. So your assessment of looking younger cause of lack of kids holds up. Yeah. Linnea says, not so much sewing time today, but still wanted to say hi. Hello, lovely. How are you? Eleanor says, thanks, Sean. We'll collect all of my courage and send them a message. Honestly, they're lovely. They're really lovely, Elena. Do say that I told you to message them. So it's all Shan from Kittenish Behaviour's fault. She told me to message you and ask if I could have like a 10cm full width swatch. They will probably charge you pro rata for it. So, you know, you're probably looking at around about £22 because it's £20 a metre. That works, doesn't it?
But yes, you could then use it in facing.
Well, yeah, but no, like an embroidery swatch, you know, like she's saying she wants to embroider on it. So yeah, just message them. They are, I promise, they're lovely. They're really, really lovely. And tell them it was my fault for egging you on to message them. So if they turn around and say, no, we don't do that, it was like, it's all my fault. But they will. I'm sure they'll say yes. I'm sure they will. Linnea says, I was analysed as a spring as a 19-year-old. Now as over 30, my hair is a lot darker in the colour tone. So I'm wondering if I'm an autumn now. So according to Nicola, your hair colour, it's the skin tone that is where they base it on, but there are other companies that do it from hair color and stuff as well. So yeah. Anthea says, oh yes, that would work. Oh, did I get it right, Anthea? Yeah. Thanks for the suggestion. I'm going to go and check that out. Yeah, I really like the Lola coat, but that's the only pattern from that ebook that I like. So I've been trying to decide if I should buy it or not. And I think the next time the ebooks are on sale, I'm going to buy it because I like it. But then will I wear it because it doesn't have any cinching at the waist? Honestly, the answer to that is no. And I have lots of coat patterns, so I'm trying to be sensible. Trying. Crazy Real Vintage, a thrifter. I didn't have my twins until I turned 40 and they're 18 now. Yeah, I still don't want kids. The maternal clock is never. And the thing is with kids is that it's not like just 18 years of looking after them. Like I'm 43 and I still won't piss off. So mum and dad are stuck with me. And as lovely as I'm sure they think I am, like, you know, like I don't want to be responsible for somebody else for the rest of my life. I am a selfish little bugger, apparently. And yeah. But I know this about myself. Like, I've always thought that if you were lukewarm about having kids, then you really probably shouldn't. Like, kids is something that you've really got to want because they are forever. And, like, you know, but again, that's just my thought process and my opinion about me as a parent. And I knew that, like, there was a couple of times that I was like, oh, well, if I met the right person and it was a deal breaker for them, then possibly. But no. It's not for me.
You did almost succumb once.
Really?
Yeah, you said, "Oh, you have kids with him."
Yeah, no, but it would have been because he was desperate to have children, not because I wanted them.
That's not a good idea.
No, exactly. So yeah. Rockmouth says autumn is a warm colour. Yes. Sal says, by the way, my oldest son turns 18 in 4 months. Still can't believe that I'm going to have an adult son soon. I know. I keep telling mum and dad how old I am, and they're like, really? Are you sure? Are you sure? Like, yes. Yes. It's like, okay. Historically Fashion said, it's so weird to have a grown kid. Fun, though. We had a boozy Christmas this year.
Yeah.
Yep. Anthea says, at least you know this about yourself before you had one, unlike some parents who decide after the fact that they just neglect the children. Yeah, no, I would hate to do that. I would hate to do that. And I would hate to resent children as well because they've been something that I regretted doing. So no. Crazy Real Vintage Thrifter says, I never wanted children for the same reason, but when I met my husband, I just knew it would be right. See, that's the other thing. I've never met anyone that I just thought it would be right with, and I don't think I'm going to. So I'm very, 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 very upfront about the fact that I don't want children on my dating profiles on the websites that I'm on as well. I'm very upfront about it. So, Christine says, I think you're doing good. If it's not for you having children, just don't have them. Exactly. Nimue says, taking care of myself is plenty challenging. I don't think I'd be very responsible to add a child to that. My mental health would probably crumble. Yeah, I mean, there's that for me as well. Completely. Anthea says to Sal, I know the feeling. My eldest turns 18 in July as applying for university. It's actually quite scary though. I'm not old enough to have a child at uni. I know. All of Nia's kids have left uni. Like Rianne's 27.
I know.
How?
Unbelievable.
How? Like Dan is going to be 30 soon. Bloody hell.
Oh.
My head hurts. Diana says, lol, I have 7, well 5 now, but I had 7 altogether. Historically Fashion says, so true. Many people out there who should not have had kids worked in education for 12 years and saw too many of them. Linnea says, oh my gosh, you're talking about kids being adults. My baby just became 7 months and my big girl will be 5 soon. I don't quite understand how that happened so quick. Assume they don't want their mum. Yeah, but don't worry, give them a couple of years and then they won't leave. I mean, look. Elena says, I love my son, that sometimes I wish to switch him for a cat.
I don't know.
Cats are bad, just as bad, aren't they? Carolyn says, Sal, thanks. It's really dry here, so perhaps that's why it's a problem. And Elena said, yes, that is Sean. Anthea says, here's the scary thing, Sean. When we met you in person, my eldest was only about 10, and I think she's 17 now. I know, I was just going to say that. Those tiny little things that I met at the tunnel, and one's going to university. Like, How? Linnea says, haha, sounds good, Sean. Rachel then said, I had one and that's enough. She's 12. We thought about having a second and then realised we were perfectly happy with the life we built. Yeah, oh no, I was saying the other day, I want to be a dinkwok.
Wait, what?
Yeah, a dinkwok.
What's a dinkwok?
Double income, no kids, with cat.
Yeah.
I mean, it's supposed to be a dinkwad with a dog.
Right.
But I don't want a dog. Well, it's not that I don't want a dog. I want a cat. The other one can have a dog if he wants, but yeah, that's what I want. I want a dinkwad. Christine says, I really think that I'm a better grandmother than mother. I've got more patience and they are going home, lol. Yeah, I mean that's the other thing. I keep saying, Mum keeps like, I want the grandbabies. I was like, are you gonna raise the grandbabies? She's like, no. I was like, you don't want to be a grandmother then. No. Yeah, she's like, no, being a grandmother is all the fun stuff, and then they give them back when they're, and you know, all the crap stuff. I was like, no.
Absolutely.
Christine, Linnea says, I started following you. I was breastfeeding my first, who will be 5 soon. Where is the time gone, guys? Seriously. Jojo says, I've seen 1 or 2 patterns in the Sew Over It ebooks that I think are blooming expensive. More pricey than physical books, and you still have to cost of printing. No shade, just wondered why. Anyone know? Yeah, no, I agree. That's why I haven't bought the I think the dog wants to go out. That's why I haven't bought I bought the Worked Weekend because I loved all of those patterns. Had it printed, that cost me £75 in total, which is really expensive. And I haven't bought the first one, the capsule, the weekend one. No, whatever the Lola coat's in. Rachel very kindly bought me the Summer Dreaming, which I very much like. I decided against buying it though, although I have now made how many Sorrentos? 4? Yeah, 4 Sorrentos from that. So that's kind of paid for itself, even though it was a present, but you know what I mean. And the latest one, the Vintagey book, I loved it. I love all the patterns in it, but I've got stuff that's similar. So I'm just like, I don't need this. I want it, but I don't need it because I have stuff in my pattern stash that I can tweak. And I'm trying to be really good about not adding loads more patterns to my stash because there's no room. No room. Anthea says, yep, my eldest is heading to uni in September. The youngest is in 3rd year at high school. They're both 5'8" and tower over me. Sal says, my 17-year-old left school last year and is working as a floor carpenter apprentice now. Oh, cool. Vanessa says, my one and only son will be 27 next month. Love him to pieces, but I say the same as you, Sean. I like kids, but I can't eat a whole one. Jojo says, my baby boy is getting married next year. That's terrifying. Hell. Yeah, I know, right? Historically Fashion says, mine says she's never leaving home. I mean, I left home, and then I came back. They invited me back. This is their fault. Like, totally their fault. Sal says, my 2 oldest sons are now taller than me and call me midget. Lol. Oh, you gotta love kids. Again, can't eat a whole one though. Guys, I've been waffling and rabbiting at you for 3 hours. Have you enjoyed the waffle and the rabbiting? Gin and Pin says to Jojo, it was the reason I don't buy books with no patterns and I don't like doing PDFs. No, I don't like doing PDFs either. I'm with you on that one.
I won't do.
I don't know if you heard that. Mother says she won't do them. Yeah, I remember coming down a couple of times and her and Dad trying to put a A4 PDF together. Nimue says, I left as well, came back twice now, but has proven advantage of all around over the last few years with Dad's health struggles and the panini. Yeah. Paula says, loved the waffling. Historically Fashion says, always enjoy. Anthea says, that's okay. I've been unpicking and restitching. The waffle is welcome. Linnea says, I started on a big project yesterday, have only taken out almost all my fabric to reorganize them and to pair them with patterns I want to do this year. My whole cut out table is full, but fun, so much fun. Laurel says, I always like chatty hangouts. Jojo says, always love the waffles. My love. Maria says, waffle and fabric fondling is always enough for me. You guys are best. I started a little bit of Project Life. I think I'm going to stay down here and carry on playing with that whilst Mum is doing the coat, so that I'm here for troubleshooting, because you're getting to a few parts where you might want some advice. But yeah, thank you for hanging out with me today. It's been a lot of fun. There will be, as I say, another hangout next Sunday. There is going to be 2 Patreon exclusive waffles, Tuesday and Thursday probably. The Holston skirt is going to come out either Friday or Saturday, and the month of wearing separates video is going to come out on the other day. And I'm going to be doing some more outfit of the day shorts, which I know are not for everybody, but thank you very much to all of you that do watch them for me. It is very much appreciated.
It really helps you.
It does. Sal says, if you think I'm here for the sewing and not for the waffle, then you are mistaken. Vanessa says, love good waffle. Been painting my nails and the realness for seeing George Michael tribute today. Christmas present from my son. Nice. Anna says, thank you. Have a great afternoon. You too, Anna. Sue says, I've been putting everything on the Stash Hub. Love it. Nice. Nimue says, always fun hanging out with you. You too. Anthea says, I'm currently sewing the Sea Change jumpsuit by Pattern Emporium in one of the Gold Hawk Road fabrics. Fabric number 3 down. Nice. Alison says, I love a good waffle. Good night, Sean, Jane, and Peeps. Binks is meowing for me to go to bed, driving me nuts. Have a great week, Sean. Please give Chiana a cuddle from me. Binks says, sends a purse. Thank you, Binks, and good night, Alison. Natalie says, have a lovely week all. Linnea says, have a nice week. Peter says, waffle is great whilst I finish 2 polo neck tops, so thanks. Historically Fashioned says, have a great one, y'all. Paula says, thank you, Sean and Jane and Peeps. Rachel Lynn says, have fun. See you next Sunday. Jojo says, like the stream if you haven't already. Yes, please do. And if you have time, come back and leave a little emoji to say that you enjoyed it in the comments. I know you commented here, but that also helps. Conchetta says, have a wonderful day, everyone. Flower says, put your sew-alongs on silent while I'm doing personal admin work on my computer. So I hope that helps your channel. It does indeed, Flower. Thank you. Elena says, thank you for the hangout. Have a good week. And bye, Jane. Jojo says, bye all. See you next week. Christine says, bye, everyone. Have a great week. Thoroughly enjoyed the waffle. Rotten Ralph says, wait, is this a sewing channel? I'm just here for the waffles. Anna says, read the Gold Hawk Road. Do we have to say yes to the Peeps group so you have the numbers? I am going to set up an event, Anna. So you can, I'll set up an event which I will need people to reply to just so I have an idea of how many people to book lunch for. Laurel says, have a great week, everyone. And Sue says, hopefully see you next week. Mary says, hello from Carlisle, Ohio, from Mary. Thank you for joining us. I will see you next week for more live waffle and during the week for all of the videos. Bye.
Bye.